And now for a taste of things to come.
Welcome, everyone, as the SR Studio, Simply Reliable Studios, presents our watch-along of Saturday Night Main Event, MSG, the world's most famous arena. We got quite a lineup for you guys tonight. Of course, I'm wearing Sam Stackhouse from GCW shirt because I do believe they're going to win the tag team titles. Please, no spoilers if you watch that instead of Saturday night. What's up, Safet? I got Noah Foster that's going to be joining. So, until he comes in, I don't have any graphics, but I will share you what is going on. First of all, I don't know when this is going to happen. If it's going to be the beginning or the end to lead to SummerSlam, like Seth Rollins ruins it, but we'll see. There is going to be a special appearance of the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns, alongside with the NBA Finals MVP from the World Champion New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson, special guest tonight at MSG. I would say it should have been Danhausen, and you have him walk out with the freaking New York Knicks championship title. Of course, if it wasn't for him cursing the Knicks, we don't know if they would have won the championship, but they went on a historic run where they only lost, I believe, one playoff game the entire time after they were uncursed. But Danhausen is busy as he's in a no disqualification match against Danhausen. Oh, sorry, he is Danhausen against JD McDonagh of the Judgment Day. We all know that started from Judgment Day trying to give him human monies to curse their opponents. He didn't do it. Now they want their, I believe it was 100K, correct me if I'm wrong, back. And they've been ensuing in shenanigans ever since. Speaking of that, don't forget, following Saturday Night Main Event, we do the traditional Saturday Night Shenanigan, but also Aaron, I believe he's going to recap Saturday Main Event. So go ahead and tune into NoDQ.com, as we have been teaming up on his personal Aaron Rift channel, with the majority of you are watching on his X and his channel. So we appreciate that. If you can get a chance to subscribe to all of us, especially me at Rage of Wrestling on YouTube, we are all associated together. But aside from JD and Danhausen, you have the women's tag team title match. Paige and Brie Mode, I know Aaron hates that, sorry, Aiden, versus Fatal Influence, Lainey, Reid, and Fallon, Henley. This one's a little bit more unpredictable because part of me feels like that they should win the tag titles. Paige gets pinned. Then maybe Monday Night on Raw, they get the rematch. She gets pinned again. That leads to the return of Nikki Bella. Nikki beats up Paige, and Paige and the Bella twins go on as a heel tag team. They kick Paige out, and Paige can go on to be the single star that she should be. That's what I feel like this is leading to, but we'll have to see. The first domino to fall would have to be losing the tag title. So let me know what you guys think of that in the comment. Then, of course, you're going to have the main event, WWE. I hate to say undisputed because I'm going to go on a rant since I'm by myself. Rhea Ripley right now is injured. She is the women's heavyweight champion. They are now doing a special ladder match to create an interim champion. The winner of that will now become the interim women's champion. Will then have to go on to face Rhea whenever she is recovered. That is what an undisputed champion is. Once that interim champion fights the actual champion, and the person, whoever emerges, whether it be Rhea or whoever, we don't know the full lineup, only Jade Cargill and Tiffany have qualified. That is now an undisputed champion. CM Punk is not an undisputed champion. When there's a title on Raw, that automatically is disputed. So you can't say undisputed when there's another title. That never made sense to me, but that's neither here nor there. But it's CM Punk, the WWE undisputed champion, cool, teaming up with Cody Rhodes against Gunther and Sami Zayn. And if you watched SmackDown last night, you would know that they added the stipulation. If Gunther and Sami Zayn win, they will then be added to the main event of Punk versus Cody at SummerSlam, creating a fatal four-way for the title. I'm hoping it's just Cody versus CM Punk, and we get a winner, and that's it. To the fatal four-way, then you know somebody's becoming the fall guy, and most people will think Sami Zayn's going to get pinned. And I don't know. I don't want to put too much into the title. Just put Punk and Cody and leave it at that. You're going to make it a mess by trying to make it a fatal four-way. And that's it. That's tonight's Saturday night main event. Oh, no. I skipped the match. Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. Lyra and Bayley tried to go after the tag team titles. They failed. Lyra turned on Bayley, thinking before Bayley can do it to her, because we know Bayley's history. And now she's going to, through this metamorphosis of a character, not sure exactly where they're going, but she's wearing no makeup. She's completely done a 180. Hopefully this leads to a vicious side of Lyra. Rumor has it that this may lead somehow to Tatum Paxley's call up from NXT to the main roster. So we'll have to see what they do with that. But I'm very, very interested in Lyra's character and see where they go for that. I think Lyra will have to go get the win here. We don't do predictions for Saturday night main event. There's no league for that, but it wouldn't make no sense to do this entire change in Lyra and then she turns around and loses her first match. And what's up, Pops? That's JJ's Pops for those that don't know. How you doing, man? Excuse me. So, let's see. We got about 3 minutes. I'm on the Peacock. If you want to join along and watch, of course, Saturday night main event. I believe if you have regular cable, you can still see it on NBC, whatever your local channel is. But for us, we're going to watch it on Peacock. And I did hear the noise. The man of the hour, Noah Foster. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. Good to see you, Walter. It's been a moment. And good to see everybody here once again at Super Studios for another live watchable event as we dive into Madison Square Garden for Saturday night's main event. Hope everyone enjoys the conversation, alternative watch-along coverage, and reaction. We got 4 matches on hand, and once again, we will acknowledge him, despite the fact he got curb stomped Monday night by Seth freaking Rollins. Got Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu, Danhausen versus JD McDonagh. Got to have some sort of clown in New York. That's not the naked cowboy. Brie, Bella, and Paige defending the women's tag champions against Fatal Influence. Bayley takes on a very depressive Lyra Valkyria, but that also might make her more aggressive. And of course, in our main event, not even booked by Teddy Long players, we got a tag team match with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes now official at SummerSlam at taking on two men they know very well that have basically been at the bitter end of these two's rises in their careers. Of course, that ain't General Gunther, the career killer, and of course, Sami Zayn, the last good guy in this business. We are just literally 2 minutes away. If you're on Peacock, you see it says coverage begins shortly. If you're watching on a different provider, you know the drill. Say F Television, F Streaming Services, and just have a good time with us tonight. How about that for a hot
With
take?
the stipulation, I brought it up that if Gunther and Sami somehow win, they turn the main event at SummerSlam to a fatal four-way, which I hope they don't do that, because why convolute it and make it all difficult?
You gotta get everybody on the card. You gotta get everybody on the card, right? I mean, like, let's just call it what it is. I mean,
telling people before you came in, you realize Saturday Night Main Event is 41 years old? Like, the first one was May 11th, 1985. That is crazy.
Well, the fact of the matter, that Family Feud turns 50 years old this weekend, and the first episode of that was all the way back, of course, in 1976. So it goes to show how far legacies really carry. And speaking of
legacies, that the one with was it Richard?
Yes,
with the first
Richard
one,
Dawson, and then of course there was a couple other halls. Then of course Richard Kahn had a stint, and then John O'Hurley, and of course the mainstay, longest host of all time now in favorite history, Steve Harvey. That being said, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, like I say, might as well be the testament of all time, considering how many times they teased this match since Cody Rhodes returned home to finish his story. Figured all the way back at WrestleMania 40 at the end of the Royal Rumble. You think about, of course, the tensions between the two men going through, of course, WrestleMania 41 as well. And now we finally have CM Punk with the undisputed WWE Championship. And Cody Rhodes simply confronted him. All CM Punk had to ask was one question: when? These two have been clamoring for the right time for this match and the right environment and the right circumstance to do it. And why it's not WrestleMania is might as well be the WrestleMania of the summer. That being said, speaking of WrestleMania, we start off tonight on the road to SummerSlam from the Mecca of sports entertainment and the first WrestleMania, Madison Square Garden. It's, of course, we are here then, now, forever. And, of course, for all of those tuning in, you know we're all in this together. Walter and Similar Studios and Amber's YouTube channel. No to community, professional wrestling fans, sports entertainment enthusiasts. Let's do this as we got our cold opener here to kick things off. Welcome everybody officially to Saturday night's
Bruno. They're showing Bruno Sammartino, who was of course anonymous with MSG.
Well, I'm about to say he held the damn title for 2,000 plus days before he got a jaw jacket removed. And of course, Madison Square Garden is so synonymous with many incredible immortal moments, from the first Elimination Chamber and the boyhood dream came true. Again, of course, via Shawn Michaels, Triple H, John Cena's epic return, of course, at number 30, countless Royal Rumbles, countless main events, countless events have been captured here from the Mecca sports entertainment that is Madison Square Garden, including John Cena completing the Grand Slam, winning the Intercontinental.
Jimmy Snuka jumping off the cage, which Mick Foley was in attendance, becoming a future WWE champ.
Yeah, and of course, again, this business truly shows you that anybody can be champion, even if it's for a moment or a cup of coffee. You can't take that away from them. But tonight, we might be able to see somebody cursed. We might see the rise of a fatal influence, and we very might see who gets clobbered or one step closer to their career being killed. I can see a beautiful shot of the New York City skyline, a beacon of hope welcoming in the world from all sides. And tonight it welcomes us in to Saturday night's main event. And of course, that is, of course, Championship City, thanks to the New York Knicks, of course, win. As you see, of course, the colors dawn out in the orange and blue for the championship, New York Knicks, of course. Thanks to Danhausen, who cursed their way forward to the NBA championship.
They only lost one game after he uncursed them. That's crazy.
Well, that just goes how much the power of a jinx and a superstition can be outside Halloween and St. Patrick's Day when you're a painted clown from Canada, eh?
Aside from wrestling, NBA players are one of the most superstitious people ever. Michael Jordan had to wear his North Carolina basketball shorts underneath his professional shorts.
Yeah.
People have to wear two pairs of socks. Jalen Brunson, yep, the MVP of the 2026 champs, the finals MVP.
And of course, the Judgment Day are looking to be at the Armageddon for what has been a cursed living style since Liv Morgan embarrassed them in Saudi Arabia. Danhausen, as we see Lyra, Valkyria, and Bayley. Bayley was looking to take Lyra along with her to the top, while Lyra believes that Bayley has been holding her back for the last year and has fallen to this state of depression and revenge. We'll see what carries out tonight. Speaking of things being carried out, will a fatal influence take over SmackDown's tag team division as Paige and Brie Bella, who had been the most unique of women's tag team champions, look to continue their winning ways tonight across their 5th defense. And there you see the Ring General Gunther dressed to the nines, not for a court case, but looking for his own form of justice alongside of all partners. Sami Zayn wearing a Justice for Sami shirt, as both these men believe that they have been nothing but literally rigged by the system. Speaking of the system, what rules the system in WWE has never been more apparent than Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, who must work together tonight to preserve their main event encounter that they've been working towards the last number of years. All that and so much more tonight. It's going to unfold underneath the mecca of sports entertainment. As you see the crowd lining in the entranceway and the VOMs in sections 1 and 2, all capacities fulfilled tonight at Madison Square Garden. Yet I still feel like this is going to get less buzz than Taylor Swift's latest wedding altercation. I'm just saying. But hello, everybody, and welcome back in here once again to the Slip.stream Studios. Noah Foster, Walter Cruz. It's been a very long time since you've had Sipper Reliable on the call. We're happy to bring this forward to you, so thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, tell friends. Shout out to Joe Tessitore and Stephanie McMahon in the, of course, Gorilla Monsoon Immortal position. As again, Walter, it's going to be an electric atmosphere here tonight, despite the fact that, again, some might call this a glorified house show, but we are in the mecca of sports entertainment, Madison Square Garden, and you talk about the legacy of the celebration we have here tonight with this edition of Saturday Night's Main Event, considering how old this altercation has been.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot going into SummerSlam, so this is going to have a lot of indications.
And about to say, if SummerSlam would ever have a roadblock, it might as well be a city congested, full of traffic, not by taxis, but by conflicts within the WWE roster. And we're going to see a lot of those conflicts unfold here tonight. Good to see Seth, Fallon Man, and all of you in the chat. As we got Michael Cole and Wade Barrett at ringside, of course, the voices of WWE. I feel like I'm going to get hair as gray as Michael Cole if I keep going as much as I do at this point in internet commentary. Maybe I should retire at some point, honestly. I've been considering that. But either way, we are here to have a lot of fun tonight, and that is what we're going to do and bring you forward in this reliable watch-along coverage. And it looks like we're going to kick things off with the women. Time for our only championship match of the night for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Can Brie Bella and Paige make it a fantastic 5, or will Fatal Influence take over the women's division tonight? Time for the Women's Tag Team Championships. It's very impressive, Walter, to see how much Fatal Influence has played an influence in such a short time on the SmackDown roster, confronting not only the undisputed women's champion, who is on hiatus right now. We'll talk more about that later. And, of course, Henley and Lainey Reid have attacked every tag team they could. But Brie Bella and Paige do already have a tag team win over them.
I don't know, and with Nikki Bella injured and possibly returning, will she be jealous, or if Paige loses with her sister and they lose the title, does that piss her off, saying I lost the titles without being involved, and that brings her back and start to kick Paige out and let her be a single star and we get the Bellas again?
Well, the fact of the matter, if it wasn't for Nikki Bella, I think the jury is out whether or not Brie Bella and Paige would have been the tag team champions. They captured magic in a bottle off a return off a pop. And some of them have been able to follow through with that momentum, including 2 wins, of course, over the Irresistible Forces and Judgment Day. And, of course, Bayley and Valkyria that led to Lyra's literal unraveling. Tonight, we might literally see the unraveling, though, to your point, though, of Paige's homecoming here if she loses the Women's Tag Team Championships. And, of course, Fallon Henry is a former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. No stranger to this stage. And think about numbers, Jesse Jane is obviously going to be in Fatal Influence's corner.
Oh, God. Aaron Riff just cringed when he heard that.
Well, there goes that, Grant. Again, you can stay tuned for Aaron Riff's Great Tonight after Saturday Night's Main Event concludes. Say yeah to No DQ and follow No DQ today, as well as all the outlets here in conjunction with the Super Reliable Studios. That's Brie Bella and Paige. Scream, if you will, or cringe, if you will, based on the fact that most music is now noise. But for what it's worth, again, Paige and Brie Bella, very strong fighting champions, have been champions now for 92 days. And again, this will be their 5th defense. Not a bad run so far, considering what they've been going through. And of course, the last time we were here at Saturday's Main Event, Walter, they defended the title successfully.
Mm-hmm. We'll see how long. We'll see if WWE is taking the women's tag division finally. Because every time I get some hope, they screw it up. So I don't want
Well,
to get hope.
there's a reason why Real rotates 360 degrees every time it returns to the same position. That being said, Brie Bella and Paige, to your point, are the 38th women's tag team champions in WWE history. A title that originally was to find you would fought bred and made for the Bellas, who did not capture it. Originally was the Boston connection, Bayley and Sasha Banks. And the fact of the matter, these two have only been in a tag team together since Paige's return at WrestleMania goes to the testament of strength that they have brought forward out of each other and how much the titles have meant to them. Literally being in the right place at the right time, using leverage at times to their advantage, much like they did against their forces. As Jessica Carr holds up the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. And of course, Jessie Jane, former notorious NXT Women's Champion. Fallon Henley, of course, former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion, alongside Kiana James. And Lainey Reid, still looking for her first title in WWE.
Two-time NXT champ, isn't she?
The bell rings and we are underway. And oh boy, to your point, sidestep as he took that for Tam Paxley, a little bit of a trick after Tam's treat, and immediately on the attack is Fatal Influence. And they got to be aware of the danger of Jessie Jane on the outside. Of course, Taz has a chance to be pinfall or submission inside the ring. Disqualification means nothing. Shout again to Jackie Redmond, Kathy Kelly, Lillian Garcia, Stephanie McMahon, Joseph Troy, Wade Barrett, and Michael Cole, the contingency of commentary tonight for Saturday's main event here in WWE.
I'm just so glad to see Paige back in the ring because, man, people thought it was over after that injury.
There's one thing we've learned: don't ever say it's over until it's actually over. Is the story and the testament of anybody in the professional wrestling business in any company. As, of course, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage prove in AEW as the tag team champions there. With the high kick, caught with the waist slap, back elbow strike, went for it, missed. Oh,
I said it when it first happened, the silver lining. She was like 25 when it happened. Bones, body, bruises recover a lot better in your 20s than they do later on.
I'm about to say, youth and experience here might also be the tale of the tape, considering the level of experience Finn Influence has had working together as a tag team and as a trio versus Paige and Brie Bella. But there's that confidence that goes to being a champion that the champion has been riding since WrestleMania. Now goes to the cover, Paige on the far leg and gets a 2 count on Fallon Henry. Strong out of Michigan, country strong. It's been good to see you here. And again, the interest is purely of opinion, but either way, it should be a fun night tonight. Let's have a good time. Sidestep, kick to the midsection. Blind tackle made by Lainey Reid. Paige unaware of it, though. And Cazadora hoists it up and, turned around, double team into the stun gun up the top rope. Rebound to a suplex. Lainey Reid immediately going into the attack, though. Smart move here, again, goes back to that level of experience and awareness and danger offer by Fatal Influence.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately Fatal Influence has regained control of this match. For those that don't know, Fallon Henley is formerly the Tessa Price of the independent scene. Grew up strong in the countries, of course, across Chelsea, Michigan. Endorsed by Mickie James, is 9 years involved in this game. And as I said, is a former not only women's speed champion, but also an NXT Women's Tag Team champion and NXT Women's North American champion.
Nice in and out tags, the classic tag teams moves. Exactly. In and out, keep the fresh person in.
Well, again, though, it goes back to, again, conditioning and timing is key. We saw how much that came into play, especially against Nia Jackson Last Legend. When one of our Brie Bella's sudden push of leverage with Paige getting that roll-up pin, I dare wonder if Irresistible Forces would have regained the titles. The fact of the matter is that Paige and Brie Bella have been tested and proven out of what people call literally a lucky chance. Really goes back again to why they are still the women's tag team champions. Taking every team they are taking. They're finding champions. You gotta get credit where credit's due. Jawbreaker looking for the tab, but immediately Lainey Reid grabs the hand. Big elbow, though, of course, Paige.
I don't know why that's a negative connotation. Everybody needs a little luck to win a championship. It's part of it is luck. I mean, 90% is skill, but part of it is luck.
Well, there's also preparing for the unknown. I don't think nobody prepared for Paige to be involved in that match, let alone become a tag team champion alongside of all people, Brie Bella. Speaking of which, tab made, Primo engaged, double clothesline, and Primo takes control right now. Legal whip, Fallon Henry for Fatal Influence. Jessie Jane right now Sense of urgency possibly building. Out of the corner, side step, inside Russian leg sweep. Smart move here. Brie Bella here, channeling, of course, her husband, Bryan Danielson. There is the yes kick. Screw you, miss, with the yes kicks. Being delivered now on MSG, and the crowd is yesing along with Brie.
The Brie kicks.
Brie kicks. Oh, man, big high kick just dropped Lady Reid.
Dude, she sat her on her ass, for real, literally.
And it looks like she's looking at back, and oh, man. You can tell how excited Brie Bella and Paige are. Well, everyone should be excited, though, especially when you wrestle in Madison Square Garden, no matter what the circumstances are. It doesn't get any bigger than for a championship. Nice whistle drop kick out of the corner by Brie.
You ask any professional wrestler.
Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure every professional wrestler has that on their bucket list to wrestle in MSG.
There are a few places across the world that define a professional wrestler in what has to be the holy grail of their career. Corrigan Hall, Tokyo Dome, Madison Square Garden, gotta be the top three.
Mm-hmm.
Big kick right there. And of course, another one you might add to the list might be the Cathedral of Football. That becomes the Cathedral of Wrestling next month. We go all in Wembley Stadium, coming AEW all in. That and so much more across in conjunction with Various YouTube, guys' YouTube channel and the Slip Studio. Stay tuned for more of that, folks. Critical chance here, though, for Brie to make the tag to Paige, who stands ready. Tag made. And now Paige's league over found Henry, who sidesteps her on the apron. Big elbow, of course, connects. And the fact of the matter also, I just want to consider this. We've only seen Paige involved in tag team matches since her return. No singles. Oh, and Jessie J just got a big old right elbow for her jaw jacking, trying to be an influence here. Throat thrust, though, by Fallon Henry, trying to take advantage with what was set up. Let me shot at the back of the surgery pair neck to your point. Tag made to Lainey Reid. Fallon Henry on the move. Sliding German. Brie. Trying to take advantage, now distracting Lainey Reid. Lainey Reid legal, though. Chaos right now taking control. Left foot on springboard moonsault as Brie pulled Paige out of the way.
That was a picture-perfect moonsault. It's just nobody was home.
Body shot crane out, team for Lane, and found Henry able for the save. Wait a minute, and that thing's breaking down now. Jessica Carr needs to regain control here. Oh my gosh! What a shot! And I think I see a little bit of red drawn from Found Henry's lip. High roll up by Lainey Reid. Gets a 2 count. Oh man!
Yeah.
Right.
She kicked the living daylights out of her.
Well, about to say, Paige is a Brit. She knows what it means to brawl and get hit hard. I'm just saying she's been fighting for family her whole life. Paige, though, beating Lainey Reid with a big kick on the run-in.
Her eyes are rolling in the back of her head right now.
Might be looking to turn the page with Rampage again, though. Jessie J played influence. The Wild Man! Henley with a hit and run with that flying lariat, neutralizing Paige, and Brie is nowhere to be found in Paige's corner. And Lady Reid looking to follow it. Oh, sidestep shoulder first in the ring post. Chance of what happened at Steiner's main event. Looking for the roll-up. Bella, though, wipes up Found Henry. Was looking to save her partner. Deep roll-up again by Paige to retain the title. It's a wave reversal by Jessie. Lady Reid got the title position. Fatal influence on the new women's tag team champions.
Told you.
And once again, the numbers game comes into play for a title change. Thanks to Jessie J reversing Paige's momentum on a roll-up and out of position with a deep hook of tights by Lainey Reid. Fatal influence wins the gold at MSG.
Step one of what I said. Then we have a rematch, and Paige is going to lose the rematch, and that leads to Nikki's return.
Kudos to Fallon Henry, by the way, who literally left her blood in there, got clocked in the jaw by a stiff elbow, and at the end of the day, won another women's tag team title. Again, we were looking towards a similar finish at last time we were in a Saturday night's main event. And clearly Fatal Influence was watching, and Jessica Carr opposition didn't see the tights held. Lainey Reid rolled up Paige, faced the Jessie James influence. And Fatal Influence now are the new women's tag team champions.
Dude, what is she bleeding from? It's not her mouth. She's just her chin or cheek.
Yeah, she's got a busted tooth, bro. I can see it from here. As we're seeing the rise of more and more young up-and-coming superstars here in WWE, Lainey Reid, Fallon Henry now hold the gold for the women's tag team division.
Dude, they haven't even been on the main roster that long.
Well, again, we've seen how quick impressions have happened for the likes of Trick Williams, Nova Femme, and Jalen Evans. And speaking of impressions, Sami Zayn is looking for justice tonight in what he believes should be a lasting impression. After being caught off guard by CM Punk's turn in Chicago, we go backstage with lovely Kathy Kelly. And see if Sami is ready to actually have words. And, of course, this is a backstage promo right now. Hey, it's only cheating if you get caught, bruh. That's Fatal Influence's freaking MO. And tonight, it worked in Madison Square Garden. They stole it in the greatest arena in sports entertainment. That's a major accomplishment, Walter.
Hell yeah, it is. How long they been on the main rosters? Less than 6 months.
Yeah, literally. You got to remember, they came to SmackDown the same day Rhea Ripley went to SmackDown. It was literally the SmackDown after WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations again to Fallon Henry and Lainey Reid, the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And something tells me Jesse James is going to be a very fatal influence in that run, freeboard or not. There you go, folks. We've had a title chance, the only title match. You can go home now. I'm just kidding. Anyway, as we continue on here, Sami Zayn right now, of course, talking about the injustice. I mean, Walter, being a champion, you got to be prepared for every possible situation. You got to be prepared for every possible circumstance you may face, including what could come in an impromptu tag team match tonight against the very person you took the longest reigning Intercontinental Championship from.
Yeah, but you better be on the same page because if so, you get added to the Fatal 4-Way and gives you one step closer to regaining the championship.
Well, I mean, both these men have pretty much bent every rule they could when it comes to being a Karen or when it comes to being a very unsatisfied worker, as we saw Gunther once again attack and choke out Nick Aldis.
Yeah, there'll be, what, 4? All 4 of them would have been former champs.
Well, the fact of the matter is, though, CM Punk's beating Gunther, Cody Rhodes is beating Gunther, Sami Zayn beat Gunther, and Gunther beat Sami Zayn. There's a lot of juxtapositions and different ways this 4-way intersection can go. And, of course, speaking of champions, there you see the United States champion, Trick Williams, looking to whoop that trick soon enough, main Baron Corbin, after he came back for the Up Team time. That was an interesting choice to bring back home.
The feather title.
Well, I mean, you know. He's like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I guess you have a title that's as light as a feather, it seems.
He's the only one that can pull that off.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. But can JD McDonagh actually pull off a big victory here and also undo the curse that the Judgment Day has fallen under as we get ready for a bizarre encounter?
Previews, studio housing.
Oh, good Lord.
A very nice, very evil production.
This is literally like Godfather, freaking
the Curse Father.
Okay, no. Don't mock a legendary movie like that. I will personally look at Ancestry and find you Danhausen and whack you by my family. Again, we got a video package right now, folks. But again, Walter, Danhausen has been everybody's worst enemy in WWE if they crossed him the wrong way. And it doesn't matter whether you negotiate with him, with money, with clothes, with women, with fame. He seems to really just enjoy playing with those that are cursed. Of course, Donna Mysterio and Jada McDonagh were looking for a bit of a buy-in curse from Danhausen at the expense of Nova Femme during the King of the Ring tournament.
Hey, they made him an offer, but Danhausen refused.
Yeah, deal or no deal, no deal. The guy with the head. Oh my gosh! And of course, Jada McDonagh. Got a shirt to the groin.
From the gun.
Yeah, no kidding. The fact of the matter that JD has not believed that a curse is real has literally been his living nightmare. But we did see, of course, Danhausen finally was attacked from behind, but it took a team effort. So there is no telling right now what Danhausen is going to do tonight. Especially with the fact there's no disqualification. So whether you got midgets, whether you got puppies, whether you got The Miz and Kit Wilson reincarnated, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Curse Father to Madison Square Garden. It's about to get weird.
There is a
Post
blimp
Provocation
housing.
match brought to you by Arby's. We got the Freaks coming up next in MSG after this commercial break. Book streaming. Stay tuned.
Arby's. They have the meat. No, now they have the curses.
And apparently, Walter, someone's asking, are you in the middle of a werewolf transformation? Because there is a full moon on the horizon for you.
Nope.
Shout out to 90s RBB at True Vantage R&B fan. Love that name, by the way. And RBB music goes deep to my childhood. My father was a DJ for an RB station. Now, I used to croon a little bit, but I'm not Frank Sinatra. I'm not old Blue Eyes. You're not getting no singing out on me tonight. But nonetheless, we'll see if Jalen McDonagh gets a victory tonight. And maybe a win over Danhausen is how you break a curse. I don't know. But here we go.
As long as the curse isn't to make his forehead grow any bigger, I'm good.
I mean, there's special effects for that, actually. There's also medicine to help control that. Nonetheless, Walter, consider this. The fact that it's no disqualification means that all of Judgment Day can get involved here. So I don't know if this does play in favor of JD, actually.
I don't know if it can, but it's damn sure will get involved.
Well, Liv Morgan, I know, is ready to get involved here, it seems, if needed, because, of course, Liv Morgan, she embarrassed Danhausen at the Queen of the Ring finals, and honestly, some people believe that's what led to Io Sky winning Queen of the Ring that night. It was prior to that match that Danhausen was confronted by Liv Morgan, and Danhausen said, "You are cursed." And now we know Liv Morgan's going to defend her WWE Women's Heavyweight Championship against Io Sky at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Down to Mysterio, of course, had a chance to become the king of the ring and tried to buy into Danhausen, and of course ended up going bankrupt thanks to the ruler of the Femi, why he sports a Danhausen Knicks jersey, more so as a mockery probably. I don't know if he took that as a possession, but nonetheless.
Somebody in the comments says a perfect chance of Mike Santana. You never know.
Well, I'm about to say, does Mike Santana believe in Danhausen? I guess we'll find out here. And this match brought to you again by Slip Studios. In conjunction, particularly, I suggest you subscribe to Rage of Wrestling. That's Walter Cruz's channel. Give it a 300, and I'll be hosting hot stuff soon enough. Again, subscribe today, Rage of Wrestling. You'll find it on YouTube, and follow him on the X at Walter Alex Cruz.
I think he would go to NXT because he's already known there. But I mean, if he jumps straight to the main roster, we'll see.
Well, SummerSlam's in Minnesota. This is in New York City, the stomping grounds of the nastiest, the realest. And, of course, right now, the home to be plagued by Danhausen as he shows up in the Hausenmobile.
I mean, Santana is from New York, so.
Exactly.
We'll see. Look at the Knicks colors.
Of course.
How the hell did Jalen Brunson come out with him instead of Roman?
For all we know, he's inside that booth. Or what is that? Cloning chamber? Whatever the frick that is?
The cloning chamber, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We got the 7 mini Hausens at Backlash. It's amazing what sort of following Danhausen has cultivated here in WWE in such a short period of time, and what some people call the worst debut in WWE history as a surprise out of a box in Chicago, of all places.
It's a cult following. Hey, movie horror franchises have cult followings like that, so you know.
Halloween is only supposed to be one day of the year, not every damn freaking Monday night. Stupid holiday that's not even a realistic holiday, just a bunch of cult ballyhoo. I said what I said.
Uh-oh. Bell rang.
Yeah,
fun is over.
You kidding me? We got Danhausen in the ring. The fun just started. It's just a matter of how Danhausen embarrasses this man tonight. And it looks like we're going to start by saying you are... And JD immediately running to the outside. Can't say I don't blame him. I mean, he's already been cursed. Can you actually be double cursed by Danhausen?
I don't know, but he already got tripped on the bottom rope trying to roll out.
I suppose.
I guess as long as he doesn't point at you.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've also talked about how much JD's been injury prone and how much his head is bigger than most of his body. Might as well be a life-size bobblehead. And from behind, facing the strategy by Dominic, and JD McDonagh taking advantage, thanks to, again, Dominic Mysterio's interference. As I said before, this is a no disqualification match. Anything goes.
His head is literally taking up my whole TV screen.
I'm about to say, that's a poor camera angle then, and that's WWE's 15 different cameras in 4K. And about to say, Danhausen right now driven into the barricade, shoulder first. McDonagh sending Danhausen hard into the barricade right now, giving him all different burrows and sides of the ringside area.
People have said they want to see Danhausen wrestle more as opposed to all the backstage stuff, so here you go.
Well, I mean, in those qualification match, do you wrestle or do you just literally try and hurt your opponent? I'm just saying.
You fight.
Well, we are in New York, and the Brooklyn Brawler probably isn't too far away from this.
Jesus, how many sponsors? KFC, freaking Arby's.
This is WWE, and honestly, they are in the mecca of not only sports entertainment but restaurants. I'm just looking for a Coney Island logo at this point, and I'm JD looking for a victory right now and a reprieve from this curse. Driving him face first into the right-hand side of the KFC logo on the wooden partition of the announce table. And I do not know what the next match will be, but we'll find out soon enough. And man, they've gone to it pretty quick so far, it seems. I'll give them credit's due, but that's still a very low bar for advertising. Now, Danhausen brought back inside the ring. That's not what this is about, though, tonight. Right now, this is about JD McDonagh trying to remove himself from a curse known as Danhausen and remove Danhausen from being a thorn in Judgment Day's backside.
Trying to snap that curse like that snap suplex he just did. It was very, very nice.
JD McDonagh, of course, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion. Now the cover, hook at the far leg. It's a 2 count. Lost in a unification match, though, to Santos Escobar in a bygone life of my NXT.
A man who's no longer even in the company.
Yeah, well, I guess he's in AAA, and AAA is a whole different realm. I mean, honestly, if this doesn't work out for JD, maybe he could just move to Mexico. That's what a lot of people seem to do anymore. Take a chance in Mexico and just see what happens. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's a bad thing unless you don't like. Well, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to be political here. Nonetheless,
look at the disrespect of that jersey by Dominic.
Dominic Mysterio doesn't give a damn. You know that. At the end of the day, Dominic Mysterio only cares about one thing, and that's himself.
He's literally wiping his sneakers off with it.
Well, maybe he's not a Knicks fan. I don't know what team. Well, he's from California, so he probably likes the Lakers, I'm guessing, or the Golden State Warriors.
San Francisco Warriors, yeah.
Yeah, Golden State Warriors. That's still their name, right? Oh, nope. Irish whip. Let me know that I know at least a little bit more sports knowledge than Aaron Rip.
They changed this year to They just changed this year to San Francisco Warriors.
Why? They Golden State Warriors was too old, or just not enough letters on?
Their new arena is in San Francisco. They built a whole new arena.
Fair enough. And I guess Cleveland's going to soon have a new arena, but it doesn't mean the Browns are getting any closer to the Super Bowl. That being said, though, Danhausen's looking to get closer to whatever the hell he wants. And in this case, it's JD McDonagh's head. He just tees up in the corner. Oh, but drop face first.
It's only when you go to the bathroom that the Browns go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, man. Brainbuster.
That's a brainbuster.
Covered by JD, and that gets a 2 count only. About to say, called a miracle comeback if Danhausen gets the freaking slam dunk tonight in Madison Square Garden.
Dude, JD's been kind of dominant.
Well, face down to Mysterio getting involved from the get-go and JD staying on the attack. I mean, when you're fueled by anger with utter embarrassment that has followed you for weeks, you got to take matters into your own hands, especially when there's no rules. You can do whatever the hell you want.
He's wiping his ass with his jersey.
Just planning it right now across Danhausen's bare chest. Now going pretty much just paying homage. Big Moonsault, crash and burn, though, as Danhausen gets out of the way.
I don't know why I thought he was going for a coffin drop for some reason.
We're not in AEW where blank wrestle. I'm just saying. We're in the WWE where the freaks entertain. But nonetheless, Danhausen now finally sporting his New York Knicks jersey. Looking like a champion tonight in his own right. He had JD McDonagh, though. Oh, man. That was not wise. And another slap to Danhausen. And Danhausen does not seem amused or affected. Goes in with a big right hand right now, trying to take advantage of JD McDonagh over here. Teeing him up against the ropes. Ball's in his court now. Hoisted up. And drop. Looking to follow in with a big clothesline. Turning JD inside out. Now Dominic getting in the way. Got caught though with a big exploder. Danhausen on fire right now.
Ever since he got that jersey back on.
I guess that was his secret power, like Mike was the freaking shoes. Not in the shoes, in the jersey tonight. We're going to put JD away. JD able to slip through, goes in the cover, roll up, gets a 2. Long 2. Get to the midsection. JD McDonagh, of course, the Irish Age. Never bet against him, right? Hoisted up. Oh, turn around into a star. That was a great modification stunned on Millionaire. Covered by Danhausen. Looking for a kick out at 2.5.
Stunhausen.
Will you stop that? There's the friggin' monsoon moment of the night. Clip it. Of course, he had to put Hausen in front of somebody. Right now, Danhausen might be looking to channel something dreadful here against JD McDonagh. Looking for maybe the curse. Oh, and Don Mysterio coming to the aid of his Judgment Day partner, just teeing off and stomping a mud hole into Danhausen.
Bro, he's putting extra stomps in there. The crowd's getting up. Is somebody coming to help?
You can only hope right now. Danhausen's going to probably need a miracle or a freaking Knicks player to be at his aid. There's more than enough people in Madison Square Garden that probably will want to be Danhausen's tag team partner. Oh, the big headbutt.
Oh, my God. Emphasis on big. You get headbutt by JD. That'll knock your ass out.
I'm about to say, that's a heavy, hard-hitting headbutt. Kiss the Blarney Stone would say softer than JD McDonough's head.
I don't even know what JD's finisher is. What is JD's finisher? The moonsault?
And about to say, it might as well be, again, just ripping apart that Knicks jersey in front of the entirety of New York.
Disrespectful son of a bitch.
I wouldn't expect anything less from him, if I'm being perfectly honest. It looks like that Dominic and JD McDonagh might be looking to channel. They're in a Dudley. Looking for maybe a table. Danhausen rolling away out of harm's way. Danhausen right now looking for a reprieve.
Is he going to go to the chamber?
I don't know at this point, and I don't know if Judgment Day is aware right now that Danhausen is leaving. What the hell? Mini-Hausen!
There's a mini-housing in the table.
They're like fucking Oompa Loompas. You can't freaking hide these things.
They were on the table.
Damn minions not dressed in yellow. That short-range cross-body cut, though, and another one with the double cross-body taking out Don Mysterio and JD. And the Carnies have arrived at MSG.
It's more like cross half body.
Where the fuck did Jeff those in his pockets? Now this whole thing's been derailed. Worse than the subway. That rallying cry by the Mini-Hausens, though, might have been snuffed out here as two men
that's only 3
times their weight and height.
There's only 3. Wasn't there like 7 last time?
No, don't jinx it. All right. I've seen enough of these freaks already. I'm okay with little people punishment if that's what they're punishing. What in the hell is Danhausen doing with that?
He's cloning the dog.
You can't have dogs that...
Hey, they say Santana got that dog in him.
I suppose. But now Don Mysterio's got a table. And it's no
It could be Enzo. So... Could be Enzo, maybe.
I'm about to say, Enzo looks like a freaking nut. But we got a Mini-Hausen inside the ring and a table right now. And JD just dropped the elbow on Mini-Hausen's back. And it looks like Danhausen's just letting these little guys take the beating for him. We represent what soon should be AARP.
Oh, my God.
I'm about to say, they're too young for that probably, though. I think that's an old person thing. Or am I thinking triple?
Yes.
I don't know.
No, it's an old person thing. AARP.
Okay. Oh, wait, what? Uh-oh. What the hell
is happening now? The dog clown.
All right, well, let's see what the dog evolves into. Worse than a Pokemon.
Bing!
What the hell? What we got now? What? Huh?
Oh, that's Danhausen.
What the hell?
Cat, the NBA champion center. Carl Anthony Towns, the center from the New York Knicks.
The center of the freaking New York Knicks was evolved from a stuffed dog in that chamber?
His beard, I guess.
Come on, player involved in a match in WWE?
I guess from the beard.
How the hell is this legal?
I don't know. The beard is the dog turned into his beard. Look at it.
I'm about to say, that's a pretty tall freaking tag team.
He's 7 feet tall, brother.
Damn.
And you can't teach that.
Okay, how you doing? And now Danhausen is sending Danhausen, as you put it. Oh, damn!
Damn, he chokeslammed the shit out of him.
It's hard the Empire State Building, and it looks like that Dom Mysterio is about to be on their scene again. Through a table!
I told you some Knicks player got to be involved with Danhausen.
What not involved with Danhausen? And what is this?
He cursed him!
And Danhausen looking to seal this curse. Triple D cover. 1, 2, 3. Danhausen wins an MSG.
Is that the cursed DT?
Apparently.
Wow, Carl Anthony Towns got involved in WWE. This is crazy.
I'm just gonna say this for the record. This still doesn't make me give a damn about basketball. But nonetheless, Danhausen with another NBA level win alongside an NBA champion thanks to his cloning machine. What the hell?
I honestly thought when I saw somebody that tall for a second, it was going to be Big Cass.
Yeah, you and me both. That would have made more sense from a wrestling standpoint, but this is WWE. You don't wrestle, you entertain, you cross over in other sports, worse than a poor fusion of Gogeta. But nonetheless, Danhausen, 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. 2 choke slams later and a triple D. That's a freaking reverse DDT drop, by the way, in case you don't know, folks, on JD. And Danhausen wins an MSG, and JD McDonagh's curse continues.
I'd rather call it the CDT, the cursed DDT.
That would be too logical for WWE. You don't use logic with Danhausen. Nonetheless, I don't know what JD McDonagh was thinking challenging Danhausen to a no disqualification match at Madison Square Garden.
Look at that, NBA champ.
And now a
dude,
champion
he's actually
WWE reign.
He's built like a wrestler, to be honest, though.
You can look like a wrestler. It doesn't mean you can literally throw a ball proverbially in this business. But the man's got a good choke slam. I'll give him that much credit.
Every big man does, huh?
Well, as long as they know how to hoist somebody and plant them down flat with their freaking palm and forearm, you got a pretty damn good choke slam if you're 7 feet tall. And that you can teach. Congratulations, nonetheless, to Danhausen for whatever victory that was worth. And that tall basketball center, to your point, Walter.
Towns, Carl Anthony Towns.
Well,
this is a 180.
Yeah, no kidding. From town to frowns. Let's see if we get any worse from Lyra Valkyria. Oy vey. About to say. Want another joke? What's the joke? Want to be made to the top, be proud of how she did it. Got Lyra Valkyria backstage 7 right now. That's a good question. Will she be done with Bayley this match? Who I might have been if she had been where I need her to be. After tonight, she's going to be out of my head forever. Well, Lyra Valkyria looking to close a book on a year-long pass. Coming up here soon on Saturday night's main event, Lyra Valkyria, distressed, looking for some subtle rest here at Madison Square Garden as, again, the shenanigans continue. Speaking of shenanigans, stay tuned for the Weekend Myra covers of Wrestling Madness, known as the Saturday Shenanigans, here at 11 p.m. Standard Time at Samoa Studios. Coming up next, the fallout of a team and the fallout of former friends. The story of Bayley's life. Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria one-on-one here at Madison Square Garden. This commercial break. Fuck television. Well, Walter, as usual, Danhausen changes the environment, but somehow conquers it.
Boy, he sure he had a tall order in front of him. Boy, did he get somebody that matched that.
Yeah, I suppose so. As again, of course, we thank you all for tuning in while we got a moment to breathe. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. We do all this for all the biggest shows, PLEs, favorites, and special across all things WWE, NXT, AEW, ROH, TNA, and other independent promotions globally, domestically, internationally, and locally. I hope that you all enjoy, whether we do watch-alongs, interviews, or conversations, reactions, and everything in between. In and out of the Super Studios and ODQ. So if you haven't already, subscribe today, follow us, follow for continued coverage and content to come at SR Studios 2024 on the X. The bird is dead. Walter, you need to change that at some point, or I'm going to. I don't give a damn what JJ thinks.
I didn't do that. He did that.
I know. I don't give a damn what he thinks. And again, if you haven't already, subscribe to Rage of Wrestling and say, to No DQ, and follow and Rip, and stay tuned for Aaron Rip's review. And of course, we'll be back here at 11 p.m. Standard Time for the shenanigans. That being said, now that we can remove both those matches, we still have 2 more matches to go. Of course, our main event still to come. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk to keep the one-on-one at SummerSlam in its form. But if Gunther Sami Zayn wins, this will become a fatal 4-way. And of course, coming up next is the Fallout, a year in brewing, as Bayley goes one-on-one with Valkyria. Now, obviously, Walter, we know this is not their first one-on-one encounter, but it's definitely a different attitude versus their previous encounters. And again, Lyra, she brings up a lot of good points, though. For Bayley, it's always been a story of somebody I've been with and somebody that betrays me or I have fallout with. It's the never-ending story with her. For Lyra, though, before Bayley, she was the first ever WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. Had a great run with that title. Bayley wanted a piece of that pie. And, of course, Becky absconded away with that pie and made it even less than important. And now we have these two that have gone after the tag titles multiple times. Finally, we reached a boiling point over across the pond, and Lyra basically blames Bayley for the last year of, let's call it what Lyra says, her fuck-ups. So who honestly is the victim here, in your opinion?
I feel like Lyra gave Bayley new hope, and like, let's face it, she wasn't really going anywhere last year. And then when Lyra and her finally got back together, it kind of gave her a new spark. And now for Lyra to blame all her discretions and all her losses on Bayley, I don't get it. But maybe she tried to turn on Bayley before Bayley can turn on her, because usually it's Bayley that's in this position, right?
I mean, yeah, look in the mirror. How many times has Bayley gone ding dong, hello, and it's also been her own proverbial villain? Of course, we've seen this more humility side of Bayley since the fall with Damage Control back at WrestleMania 40, and at the expense of Io Sky, she did become the women's champion on SmackDown. Now, with Lyra adopting this new attitude, though, we finally might turn the page on this story's usual ending, and Lyra might finally put away Bayley and put her behind her. But with that being said, where does Bayley go from here if she loses?
I don't know. Lyra literally stopped the voices in Bayley's head. There was a point where she was hearing these voices and all her old gimmicks were like coming out, and then Lyra kind of stopped that. So is that gonna to push Bayley over the edge now?
I mean, again, first ever women's Grand Slam champion in WWE, Lyra Valkyria, first ever women's Intercontinental champion, a former WWE Women's Tag Team champion. Of course, Lyra Valkyria now adopting this attitude, shades of as depressive as a raven. It's very interesting to see this emotional dynamic we are getting now out of Lyra, who has really shown much more of a nervous stature, but also just a pent-up frustration that she's unleashed here, both physically and proverbially on Bayley. For me, I kind of want to see Lyra follow this trend of attitude to see where it carries her. But the only way for her to carry forward, it seems, is to finally beat Bayley one-on-one and leave her in her past. So again, for Lyra, I feel like for her, it's a must-win. For Bayley, it's one of those things that if you win, do you really win? I think Bayley's in a losing battle either way here.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. We got to see who wins and see where it goes from here.
And no doubt, I think Lyra Valkyria still has, of course, her WWE Women's Championship in her sights, considering who holds the top prize right now on Raw, the whole heel versus heel justification in WWE. Just saying, that doesn't work. I love that, by the way. I'm always a fan of the classics. Thank you for that. And of course,
that's somebody's calling me. Hey,
well, that's a great ringtone. Again, I admire the arts, but I also admire Aloy Valkyrie in a bygone life before she came to WWE, when I thought she should have been the NXT UK Women's Champion, and that didn't happen. But nonetheless, Lyra, Valkyria, and Bayley, they once faced Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair on Monday Night Raw for the Women's Tag Team Championships. They were, of course, involved in Fatal 4-Way action at WrestleMania for those titles. They fought over number one contendership, the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship gauntlet match. And, of course, they've had literally 3 opportunities this year alone at the Women's Tag Team titles, losing to the Irresistible Forces, losing at WrestleMania, of course, the Breaking Point, losing, of course, to Paige and Brie. So again, folks, do you side with Bayley? Do you side with Lyra? Who needs to win more? Who needs to move forward? Do we need to see Bayley involved in the championship picture again? Do we need to see Lyra adopt this new attitude and try and go on her own again? What do you want to see out of this one match that was probably the most important match to me tonight, considering I want to see Lyra Valkyria actually evolve and push forward in WWE? Yeah, think about that. I want to see a young superstar push forward in WWE, not a freaking part-time, freaking overrated relic. That being said, Blair's no part-time overrated relic, but she is a never-ending story of betrayal with friends as we go backstage with the Hugger.
Yeah, she's one of the longest tenured females on the roster.
And of course,
I mean, Natty's got everybody beat, but after Natty, I think it is Bayley.
And I believe you're right. One of the original 4 horsemen, of course, of my NXT.
Hey man, we still got to do that thing with all the takeovers.
We gotta find a time. We gotta find the month. We gotta find the passion. We gotta find my Raw Ranello instincts. Right now, Bayley needs to find what has kept her forward here in WWE.
I want to see the difference in Lyra now.
It's a different storm brewing. That's what that is. That's a real storm versus a fake, you know what. But nonetheless, this might be a much more dangerous predator.
I wish you were around for that Kara Hogan interview, man.
Whoa.
This is total different music, everything.
Well, still, Deferable sucks, but nonetheless, Lyra Valkyria.
No wings.
A darker. No, she got wings, but they are pure as dark as night tonight.
Oh, really? Where? I don't see her with the wings.
It's around her neck, though, dude. They don't have to spread. And I think that this bird doesn't want to spread her wings anymore in the light of the WWE Universe. A different look, a different mood, a different attitude on Lyra Valkyria, etched all over her face in this very stoic walk. Almost a tortured soul of a woman we're seeing walk to the ring.
That's her hoodie. No makeup, no wing, Dude, she is in a deep, dark place.
Sometimes when you're in a deep, dark place and you finally decide to bring it to light, Walter, it actually makes you better than you were before. But to be consumed by it makes you even more dangerous than before. And that's what Lyra Valkyria might need here tonight and channel.
I want to see
Lyra, she feels that she's been honing this in for 1 year plus.
I want to see if she's grounded now and doesn't use like high-flying moves and stuff. And she's all grounded and technical now.
Top rope axe kick to your point, or the nightfall. We'll see if Lyra's new attitude brings a new finisher and new momentum going forward against the Hugger.
I wonder what's going through Bayley's mind.
Well, we saw what went through her head on Monday Night Raw. That was Lyra's foot.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the last time Bayley was in this spot, she got the better of her former friend, turned into a rival. We've seen it countless times over. No matter how many times Bayley has been put down, pushed aside, shoved, proverbially bullied, she's always found a way to come back through the connection with the WWE Universe and her own confidence. Being herself is what has carried Bayley over a decade here in WWE. And for the first time, it feels like we're seeing Lyra show her true form here in WWE.
Yeah, I don't know what she evolved in. She looks like a tortured soul there.
It's like the definition of the lead singer of Evanescence at this point.
Right?
And shout out to Amy Lee, by the way. Still a graceful voice of the genre of music. One of my favorites. Again, you heard what Lyra said. Bayley, you are not a role model. You're not a locker room leader. You are a doormat. You are just a stepping stone that is in the way of me moving forward. You don't want to bring people up. You only want to carry them alongside you and keep them at your place.
Well, we'll see if Bayley can bring her to life, right? Wake her up inside.
Well, again, they were teammates for, again, over a year. So we'll see how well they actually know each other as well. They've lost all their tag opportunities. They lost chances at the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. And that's really what this stemmed over, in case we forgot. It was after WrestleMania 41 when Becky took that spot from Bayley, where Becky and Lyra became tag team champions. Ever since the fall from that, and Bayley interjected herself in the Women's Intercontinental Championship picture, Lyra and Bayley have been basically a duo together, comforting each other. And now they're just confronting one another, and Bayley immediately on the attack to Lyra, dropped down face first, middle of the ring.
After she slapped the living daylights out of her.
Oh! And Lyra right now, you just see this pent-up rage all over Lyra's face coming out of her. Covering up now is Bayley with the double leg takedown, and Lyra might be looking for some relief. Again, emotions only carry you so far without a plan.
We haven't even been seeing wrestling moves. They're just scrapping it out.
The definition of a New York street fight. And Bayley right now taking opportunity right now against Lyra Valkyria. And to your point, is Bayley also fighting off emotion? Will she still see her friend in Lyra's eyes? And will she take advantage of that? Or will she show compassion? And will Lyra exploit that? It looks like Lyra is showing a little bit of red here. Lyra actually might be busted open. Now hung up across the apron. Uh-oh. Oh, no. No. Oh, man.
I think Lyra's nose is busted.
Apron assisted suplex as the referee, to your point, with the black gloves adorned. Lyra Valkyria right now, not only showing us a shade of red, is literally bleeding profusely. And the referee's checking on Lyra right now. To your point, busted nose, hard to breathe, hard to continue. We saw how much that affected the likes of John Cena at one point against Seth Rollins. Again, that's forearm right there across the bridge of the nose. Good call, Walter. She caught Lyra flush there, and I don't think that was intentional, but sometimes these type of things happen. Now, Lyra, though, doesn't give a damn, though, that her nose might be busted and bleeding as again, and Bayley right now on the attack, immediately going back after the nose. We've seen what blood does to people. It unleashes a different type of adrenaline in them. And Lyra right now showing her rage. Irish rip reversal. Bayley trying to take advantage of Lyra, driving her face first in the apron. And most of this match has been taking place on the outside of the ring, to your point.
It goes to the story, though, that she did that.
It also just goes back to, again, how much is Bayley maybe frustrated in what this has become.
Look, she looked at her like she was concerned and then said, screw it, and was going to hit the rose plant from again, outside to in.
Lyra Valkyria, though, still, though, trying to hold on to the ropes. And, throws Bayley first in the top rope.
I think Bayley hesitated and felt bad that her nose looked like that for a second, and that's what just cost her.
That's just Bayley's Achilles heel, okay? That's what happens when you show emotion and compassion against somebody who at this point is nothing more than your opponent. And Lyra right now is hell on making a statement, Jesus, against Bayley, just following her against the ring by the throat. Again, take a look at this forearm, folks. That was right across the bridge of Lyra's nose, and that busted Lyra's nose up.
We might have a Becky situation, though. This blood might turn her into a badass.
Chris Van Vliet's podcast also told us that during that moment, Becky had no idea what the F was going on. I think Lyra has a very good idea what's going on right now. She is in what might be called a blood fight against somebody she's worked with for the last year that she felt held her back. Oh, man. Hard Irish whip them over to the outside of the floor.
It's the second match that had blood in it already, and they both were by accident.
Now, Bayley was looking to go forward. And now the referee trying to hold Bayley back as Lyra, again, is on the outside here. This gives Lyra critical time to recuperate.
I think they're trying to give her medical attention.
But Bayley does it again. Damn, topic. So it's Cena throwing cards to the way. Almost a side cross body.
Almost
outside.
That was almost like a sliding crossbody.
And nothing's going to separate these two. Not even the referee at this point. Now Bayley immediately goes to the cover, hook on the far leg. And somehow Lyra stays in it. Of course, last time we saw Bayley here in action at Saturday's main event, she lost to Soruka, another bright rising up-and-coming superstar, and our current WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. Irish whip reversal. Bayley front off the ropes. Deep arm drag. What a hip toss.
Right?
And of course, Valkyrie, very dangerous with that proficient striking style, of course, coming to us all the way from Dublin, Ireland, inspired by the likes of Becky Lynch, become a WWE superstar. Only 29 years of age.
Dude, she really snapped in that snap mirror takeover. She like really whipped her.
Yeah, we've really seen how much Lyra has snapped here tonight since this metamorphosis of her attitude and mood. Irish whip on Lyra, sent hard in the turnbuckles, though Bayley runs into Lyra's boot.
Lyra seems to be more pissed off that she's bleeding.
Now, you talk about a big game of how much potential you have. What does it mean if you don't win tonight at Madison Square Garden against Bayley? Call Bayley a doormat. Call Bayley a stepping stone. If Bayley surpasses you tonight, then your words mean nothing. At this point, Bayley will just be the door that you can't open to move forward. Another big right elbow, though, catching Lyra. And again, Bayley almost seems to be attacking Lyra at that point of the nose, and not the side of the head. Irish whip, up and over. Big back body drop to Lyra. And Lyra grabbing her tailbone, probably out of instinct, and backing up to the corner. And Bayley came here tonight, though, to prove a point. And I don't think she meant to prove a point this emphatically, though, Walter. And now Bayley up and over out of the corner, hooks Lyra, deep hook in the leg, and 2 count off the matchbook. Lyra able to roll through, but Bayley
Boston Crab.
And how fitting. Looking for a full Boston Crab in New York, and of course, Boston and New York, no friends to each other.
Biggest rivalries. But dude, this barely been wrestling mode. These two has just been brawling.
Bayley, by the way, for those that don't know, again, is 37 years of age. Has been involved in this game for 17 years, over a decade plus in WWE. Former Davina Rose. The fact of the matter, Walter, when you're in a Boston Crab, the higher the angle, the easier it is for your opponent to rope and get leverage. That's what Lyra did there. Bayley catching Lyra, though, with a stunner.
Yeah, almost like
a second rope.
Almost like a twisted face she did there.
I'm about to say, tonight we'll see whose fates get twisted into a different direction based on the result of this match. Again, this is going to be very telling for both these women, considering who wins in the Madison Square Garden. Jumping forearm, though, and Lyra staying on the attack as Bayley was on the ascent, possibly looking for Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drop, one of her biggest idols.
Boy, has he dropped that elbow in MSG countless times.
No kidding. Oh, man! And on the turnbuckle, the whiplash effect with the back of Bayley's head. Thanks to Lyra.
What is she about to do? Oh.
Right now, she's just teeing off against Bayley here, unleashing again a year of pent-up frustration. And Bayley right now can do nothing about it. Uh-oh. Now Lyra going up to the top rope, possibly looking off the suspended Bayley. No, I think she's looking for that vicious guillotine leg drop. Back of the
got it, too.
Head. And remember what happened against the turnbuckle earlier. Cover by Lyra and kick out by Bayley at 2. Well, she had her there.
I thought so too. Here, look at how her head snaps.
The modified single leg drop across the back of the head and neck through the ropes. And of course, double impact suspender across that taunted steel cable. No grace given there to Bayley again. And I think the only thing that saved her was the way Lyra basically jumped into the cover and hooked the leg too far back. And right now, Lyra and Bayley just teeing off again here in the middle of the ring. Of course, the crowd is trying to get Bayley back in this. Overhead strikes, though, by Lyra. Bayley answering in kind with that elbow. In the midsection, though. Both of them just teeing off. Combination offense, though, by Lyra. Back of the head and neck being worked over again. Off the ropes. Went for that spinning sidekick. Got hooked. Nice throw by Bayley. Modified exploder. And again, Bayley looking to follow through. Sunset flip. Power bomb in the corner. Lyra goes. Got to that first and second turnbuckle.
Lyra whiplashed hard. Back of her head. Rose plant.
Rose plant. Nope. Denied. Lyra able to push Bayley off it again. Because back to familiarity.
Crossface.
Back of the head. Arm there. Take down the crossface.
And look where her arm is across the busted nose. She already can't breathe.
Yeah, I'm about to say that compromised not only her breathing further, but her vision. But Lyra, though, trying to literally see the ropes in front of her. And again, the blood also might help with the grip, though, as Bayley's hands might be slipping. And again, you see Lyra looking for the rope. Bayley trying to keep Lyra's hands away from grabbing it, though, trying to stop it away. Use the rope for leverage, try to roll off of it. Unable to. Reverse position. And Lyra hoisting Bayley up on the shoulders for the nightfall. And able to come from behind, standing ways like it again. Bayley went throat first in the second rope.
I think it whiplashed her.
And I think Lyra instinctively did that, by the way. You notice the way that Lyra ducked down off that. You see that faraway stare, Lyra Valkyria looking down at her prey. Stalking Bayley almost, and Bayley's almost asking for it at this point.
This might be it.
The woman that's done so much for Lyra's career over the last year, even in defeat. And right now, Bayley hooking Lyra. No, counter. And Lyra from behind, digging down into a modified submission. Oh, my word.
I told you she was going to change her move.
Yeah, look at this new technique. That was a tight bulldog choke, rear naked, that Lyra has on Bayley, and Bayley might be fading here.
She did a bulldog choke snapmare and then just held on to the side headlock.
And look at Bayley's face, it's turning purple. Referee calling it, I think. Lyra
I think she passed out. I told you she was going to do a submission now.
Like a rabid animal, Lyra Valkyria puts Bayley to sleep in a new submission hold. A rear naked bulldog choke takeover, high angle. And we saw this coloration on Bayley's face. Lyra looking down, fanning away her pass as Bayley's life was fanning away. Lyra wins.
Called it. I called it. I knew she was going to change her whole style.
Yeah, no kidding. And a much more dangerous style, like I said. As
Bro,
dark as
dangerous.
night, as Lyra Valkyria sweeps away Bayley once and for all in her own proverbial mindset from her life.
Do you think she's done with Bayley now?
If Lyra Valkyria's words has shown us anything that her actions have backed up, I think it's a very scary yes.
Now she's going to have her head set on the U.S. title, right?
I have a feeling that Intercontinental. Wait, hold that flaw. Hold on. Wait. Lyra, come on, Lyra.
Wait, is Lyra on Raw or SmackDown?
But hold on, Fallon. I don't think she's done yet. Oh, man. Bayley driven face first in the ring post. And the cycle once again. Rear naked bulldog choke takeover. And the submission outbound on the floor. Come on already. 4+ months of animosity and frustration. And one victory in Madison Square Garden wasn't enough for her.
She needs to call that like the broken wing or something.
I'm about to say, referee needs to do something about this. Bayley gets seriously hurt.
Or fallen angel or something.
Bayley might need a guardian angel if Lyra Valkyria keeps attacking her like that.
Oh, shit. She's getting the stairs now.
Oh, no. And look, I understand you feel that the last 12 months have kept you in neutral and you've taken the night into another gear, but you've already won. Let's move on. All right? And oh, come on. And Lyra's not done yet again, hoisting Bayley to your point. Change of position, but still Ring says, what the hell can she do now to Bayley? All right, Bayley practically is incapacitated at this point.
She's going to stomp her head on the stairs.
Oh, come on. That's unnecessary. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Lyra with Bayley up on the shoulders.
Death Valley driver.
On the steel steps. Yelling down her
stepping on the wrist.
Goodbye.
That's it. I think she's putting Bayley in the rear view.
What an emphatic statement by a much more dangerous and ravaged Lyra Valkyria. A dark raven rises tonight in Madison Square Garden.
Holy shit.
A breakdown in the mentality of Lyra Valkyria might lead to a breakthrough in WWE as she goes solo. And we're going to a commercial. Fuck television. Good grief, Walter.
Holy shit, dude. She really did do a 180.
Well, personally, I approve of it. Sometimes you're not going in business for yourself. What are you doing here in the freaking business? Lyra Valkyria, again, she's been alongside Bayley, but more so it feels like Bayley and Lyra kind of been rounding each other. Neither one really got the better of one another or moved forward with one another. It was the same thing. How much do you stay in the same spot before you get tired of it? I'm just saying. And nonetheless, I think Lyra finally realized that when she lost in, let's call it is. It wasn't her home country, but it was her home continent in Europe. That loss against Paige and Brie for the tag titles they sought after so much was the breaking point. I don't blame her in the slightest, honestly. I'm happy for Lyra. And for Bayley, unfortunately, it is what it is. But in a way, Bayley did make Lyra better, just not in the way she hoped. Quite an impressive match, though, I will say. And speaking of impressions, next year we'll leave you another great impression of what we covered during Las Vegas week, WrestleMania week, Saudi Mania week, as of course, NXT will stand and deliver from New York next year in the theater. Stay tuned for more on that. April 2027 here at the Simple Studios, non-stop live watch-along schedule. We see the sun falling down here on the New York City skyline. I just talked about how a dark raven rose in MSG tonight as darkness falls and rises across New York City here tonight. And of course, darkness falls here in Toledo, Ohio. And soon enough for you, it'll be dusk in California. But nonetheless, what a match, though. And hey, that's the only thing I cared about tonight. It was just as worthwhile as I thought it was going to be. Can I go to bed now? Okay, we still got more to do. All right, fine. Well, nonetheless, the action continues to unfold here. Again, Lyra Valkyria, I'm very curious to see if she does try and go make Soruk a wipeout. And will Bayley leave Lyra alone? That was a very emphatic post-match statement, Walter. Do you think Bayley will leave Lyra on her own, or do you think that she still will look for her pound of flesh and revenge?
I think it's over now. The statement is made. I don't even know. Is Lyra on Raw or SmackDown?
She's on Raw.
Okay, so yeah, it's the Intercontinental title she's going to try to go after.
Yeah, well, no one knows who the United States champion is on SmackDown. I'm just saying. So, who is it?
Tiffany.
Oh, yeah, that's right. When she used to be the women's champion. Who's the women's champion right now? Oh, that's right. Interim! But nonetheless, let me go ahead and bring them up to speed in case they don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, as we got a commercial break here, and we look towards our main event still to come tonight in the star-studded tag team match, our last match to come. Let me go ahead and pull back the curtain here. You remember this gimmick, Walter? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Due to the fact that Rhea Ripley is out indefinitely on injury, SmackDown no longer has an undisputed WWE Women's Champion. It will now be determined for an interim, you heard me, interim position at SummerSlam in a women's ladder match. Qualifying matches will be taking place apparently over the coming weeks on SmackDown, and whoever wins that match at SummerSlam will be the new interim WWE Women's Undisputed Champion.
Nope, just interim, and then they'll face Rhea, and that person will become the undisputed.
That's why I said interim, dude.
But you can't say interim and undisputed.
Nonetheless, they're going to call it interim undisputed because WWE's stupid. Just like, again, JD will tell you, but deal with it, bruv. CM Punk is the undisputed WWE champion. Still to come tonight.
No, he's not!
Still to come tonight, deal with it, Walter. Still to come tonight, the undisputed WWE champion, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, will be teaming together to take on Sami Zayn and Gunther, despite Gunther's actions on Friday Night SmackDown, where he choked out the SmackDown general manager, Nick Aldis. And again, Walter, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, it was one of those matches that people have been waiting to see finally happen one-on-one since both these men have returned back home in WWE. The fact of the matter that we might now finally have it after what feels like an eternity might be blemished by two unruly, rather, I would say, jealous, envious challengers. One of which that's never held the Undisputed WWE Champion. The other one that held the WWE Undisputed Championship for a cup of coffee in Saudi Arabia. It just seems like to me it's just a bunch of sour grapes against QB1 and QB2, if you get what I mean.
It is sour grapes, but Sammy's trying to get justice. Gunther just wants to give a fair shot because every time he gets a shot, somebody interferes with it. But he's been world heavyweight champion. Now he wants to be WWE champion. So
Undisputed WWE champion. And Shadow
I
Gamer,
refuse to call it that.
Oh, I'm going to keep calling it as long as it's on the marquee because I'm supposed to be the man of integral commentary. And unless WWE changes their logic and learn what a dictionary is, JJ, Walter, and all that's disputed, sorry, WWE will tell you two words. Suck it. That being said, Shadow Gamer, I think Bayley's going to be out for a little while. Again, she got throttled. Not only choked out twice, but freaking Nightwing on the steel ring steps. I can see her maybe being out a little bit because not only is the physical toll going to be painful and in our loss in Saturday's main event, but the mental toll of, again, being betrayed. For Bayley, I hope that she finds a new course, but someone tells me she'll be back for revenge because Lyra Valkyria, let's call it what it is, statement made in Madison Square Garden. So stay tuned. And Safet, good luck, bro. So that being said, though, to your point, last year's SummerSlam, can you believe it was last year, folks? CM Punk beat the ring general Gunther and was the World Heavyweight Champion for 5 minutes and some odd seconds until Seth freaking Rollins proved how much kayfabe was dead and showed us he wasn't injured and stole CM Punk's moment. Now we find CM Punk after, of course, he became...
That was a whole year ago? Sheesh.
Yeah, ain't that crazy? Of course, literally this year at WrestleMania, CM Punk came in as reigning and defending World Heavyweight Champion and lost to Roman Reigns, who now is the World Heavyweight Champion. But what's weird is after that, there was almost a sense of closure. And yet, what he thought was going to be at WrestleMania, now the WrestleMania of the summer, he finally takes on a man he literally mentored and tutored on behalf of the American Nightmare's father, Cody Rhodes himself. But this time, Cody Rhodes is the challenger. The fact of the matter of this match, both times teased during WrestleMania season, Cody was on the chase or was champion. It's crazy to look at the roles reversed here. But finally, we might get that one-on-one encounter. As Walter right now lets his mind settle and think about that as well, and also takes care of business. He works 24/7, 365 all the time, as we do here at the Sabella Studios as well. I mean, again, do you all finally want to see CM Punk and Cody Rhodes mix it up? Does Cody Rhodes become, what would it be now, a 3-time undisputed WWE champion? Does Gunther and Sami Zayn turn to fair four-way? And do we further push this story along until maybe Saudi Mania? Will you finally
Please leave the shit one-on-one and find out who the better man is. Don't add anybody else and convolute it.
This is WWE. You know how long they like to hold out. I'm just saying. E.T. go to Saudi Arabia. But maybe, I'm thinking too far. Because, of course, we still have other stuff to come. We got, of course, Survivor Series. We got the Crown Jewel. We got, what else happens in the fall? I'm trying to figure the other stuff in the fall schedule. Some people can help me out here. Then again, the fall pretty much, outside of Survivor Series, who gives a damn about anything else, right? It's the end of the year. So, again,
the War Games is going to be in Houston. Then they got, get out of here.
Well, say hi to your
Then they got,
the Warriors are going to be in Houston. What's going to segue that?
Oh, they got Money in the Bank. It's going to be in October.
That's right. That's right. That's what I was forgetting, because that doesn't make no damn sense. But that's what they're doing, because we've already buried one gimmick. Because, of course, the ruler, Obafemi, talked about he could have a championship at any time. But Brock Lesnar, if you're going to get involved, I know you're just going to screw me. So I'd rather put down the beast incarnate once and for all. There will be no excuses. There will be no running. There will be no low blows. There will be nothing but you being conquered by me, the ruler, inside hell in a cell. One of the marquee matches to come, of course, at SummerSlam. As, of course, right now, we wait. Oh, I forgot my phrase. Fuck streaming services and fuck advertisements and fuck WWE streaming content and the way that it flows sometimes with pointless, overwhelming, probably already higher in quantity advertising and pointless sports athletes and actor spotlights. But it is what it is with that. As we go backstage with one half of our main event, finally, the undisputed WWE Champion CM Punk and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, the former undisputed WWE Champion.
standing side by side, soon to be opponents.
But will it be in a fatal four-way or will it be one-on-one? I'm about to say, Walter, I don't want to ask the proverbial question, but on both sides, can they coexist?
They better.
I feel like CM Punk and Cody Rhodes definitely can coexist because I will give Punk and Cody credit. They want this one-on-one. It took one word, win. We got the win. Now we just want the who. The who is the better man. And the what is for the undisputed WWE Championship. And CM Punk already saying that again. Being said there's no excuse. And again,
they're taking jabs at each other, basically.
Like you said, Walter, you don't want excuses. You want to see who the better man is. And it looks like we're actually getting that match right now. So get ready, folks. It's time for Saturday night's main event. Let's not waste any time here. Wow, that's actually surprising. What else is
it looks, you know what is a little surprising? Seeing Cody without a belt around his waist. It's a little weird now.
Is it really weird considering that the bulk of this last year, he didn't have it for a moment of time to Drew McIntyre, beat him, of course, aside 3 Stages of Hell. Then he won it back from Drew McIntyre. He successfully retained against Reid at WrestleMania. Whoa, power out! And then, of course, he lost it, being rolled up pin by Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia, and CM Punk took advantage after Gunther was the one to take Cody Rhodes out. To Cody won a number one contenders match against Jey Uso. We all saw the Jey Uso experiment worked. But nonetheless, like I said, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, they have been QB1, QB2, Captain A, Captain B, whatever superlatives you want to put them. They have been the faces of WWE outside part-time Roman Reigns in the Paul Levesque era. Honestly, they have been the two faces of the Paul Levesque era, being perfectly honest here, Walter.
Mm-hmm. Every era has the face. You know, it was Cena. At one point, it was Hogan.
It was
Now
Ultimate Warrior, Randy Savage, Ric Flair, Rick and the Dragon Steamboat. Keep going.
Now it's Cody and Punk.
Yeah, about to say, here's the thing, though. You just hit the nail on the head. Every era has their face. Why don't you make it plural? Faces. Because right now, we're dealing with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. And the fact of the matter that Cody Rhodes is in the challenger position again, when last time he challenged for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam was, you guessed it, last year against John Cena and won it back that night. We very well can see history repeat itself when these two finally go one-on-one for the first time since they returned home to WWE.
Yep. How many times has he won this title already? 4?
Damn, dude, really? You lost count that hard? 2, dude.
Yeah. Is it 3 or 4 he's won this title already?
It's 2, dude. He
It's
literally
2?
won it off Roman Reigns, and then he won. No, wait. He won it off Roman Reigns. He won it off John Cena, and he won it off. You're right, 3. I'm sorry.
3. Yeah.
He will be a 4-time undisputed WWE champion if he beats CM Punk at SummerSlam. But tonight, if they want to keep the integrity of what they believe is their destiny, to continue to forge in their legacy, they have to make sure to remove Gunther and Sami Zayn once and for all from the title picture.
I think this is CM Punk's 4th title reign, too. Let's see. He won the world title twice because he cashed in the Money in Bank on Batista. He cashed in on Jeff 3 times because he beat Jeff twice.
Money in the Bank winner.
Yeah.
He is a 3-time undisputed WWE champion and a 2-time WWE World Heavyweight champion.
Yeah, so he's 5-time champion overall.
Yeah, but let's be honest here. In WWE, if you're not holding the title with the big overglorified W, you're not the champion. And finally, for the first time in CM Punk's career, he is the champion. And to think, this opportunity just fell from the heavens of the second city, Windy City, for the Saint, who became Sami Zayn's devil on a whim as Cody Rhodes takes CM Punk's immortal position in the ring and beats Sami Zayn in an unexpected match on Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Cody City, of course, in the middle of the ring, a la the championships pose. But right now, both these men have everybody's attention, as this right here arguably is the main event for SummerSlam for the undisputed WWE Championship. And again, if this match goes in the champion challenger's way, you will have that official at SummerSlam one-on-one.
That's a real question. If the other two can get along, because they hate each other, Gunther and Sami.
I mean, again, Sami Zayn with Gunther's undoing at WrestleMania 40, but both these men have a common goal and 2 very common enemies. Gunther lost his World Heavyweight Championship last year to CM Punk, and Sami Zayn just lost his undisputed WWE Championship to CM Punk. CM Punk has beaten both these men for both the World Championships in WWE.
Yeah, the only one he hasn't beaten is Cody.
And he very well might have that opportunity, but again, will his chances be 50%? Or will it literally be...
Yeah, I still remember your face when they put this music back on him. I remember your reaction.
And ironically enough, talking about Madison Square Garden, it was here that the lean General Gunther returned to form to this alma mater of the quarterback's New World Symphony and won John Cena's last time it is now tournament. This was the kickoff for the return of the Ring General, who became the career killer, killing the careers of John Cena last year at Saturday Night's main event and killing the career of phenomenal AJ Styles this year at the Royal Rumble. But what he hasn't killed yet is his chances to once again be a world champion in WWE, seizing the undisputed WWE title.
He's forced to get along with Sami because literally he won't get a shot if him and Sami don't get along and win here.
I'm surprised he still is getting a shot at what he did to Nick Aldis. You saw what happened on SmackDown. He choked the man out.
Hey, Nick might screw him out of the shot here tonight. You might see Nick pop up.
Screw? How can you say he screwed him? Gunther has failed every possible opportunity that's been handed his way or he forced his way. This all stems back to the fact that Cody Rhodes proverbially won at Clash in Italy. Referee opposition. Unfortunately, that's just sometimes the nature of the business. And Gunther couldn't hold that down. Cody was willing to give Gunther that chance, and Sami Zayn intercepted. If Gunther should be mad at anybody right now besides himself, it's Sami Zayn.
Justice for Sami, huh?
Justice for Gunther right now might be the better question in Gunther's mind, because in my opinion, Gunther has been screwed far more times over. Sami Zayn had his chance back at the Royal Rumble in a one-on-one affair in front of his countrymen, and he lost. He finally got the opportunity to finally get it again back in Saudi Arabia, and he made that chime the charm. But at the end of the day, CM Punk and Sami Zayn not holding anything back, considering the hostilities, and Cody Rhodes immediately going after Gunther as both these men are looking to keep the integrity of this SummerSlam main event, probably night one, intact as a one-on-one match. And Charles Roberts is going to have his hands full with this one, I'll tell you that much.
Senior official, dude. Sami did some heelish shit and threw a fan sign.
About to say, the last real good guy in WWE. What an oxymoron right now for Sami Zayn, channeling his inner breeder of controversy.
Dude,
right now,
Punk
Cody
went after his ass.
I'm about to say, Sami right now in trouble here against Cody and CM Punk, dropping the double axe across the arm. And a little PK kick, cheap shot there by CM
Now,
Punk.
are they really going to get along and be a team, or are they just going to play a game of one-upsmanship?
I think it's going to be a little bit of both because, again, you got to consider the amount of respect, keyword of respect that CM Punk loves to go by when it comes to his friggin' idealisms in his career about calling himself the best in the world. But the legacy that CM Punk and Cody Rhodes have had since you insert time here, when we talked about the first time they met in the ring since their second coming, call what it is, when CM Punk mentored a young Cody Rhodes, a.k.a. Dusty Rhodes boy. Now, Gunther teeing it off against the second seed. Sandro, of course, took the Heavyweight Championship from him last year at SummerSlam. No love lost with Gunther and CM Punk. And
I can feel those chops.
Yeah, I'm sure CM Punk can feel them all the way back in the Midwest.
Dude, you would have to pay me a hell of an amount to take a chop from Gunther.
Now, how about 5 in back-to-back fashion? Tag made by Sami Zayn again. Gunther and Sami know what the goal is here. A chance to recapture former glory. And right now, Gunther hoisting out Punk. Oh, my gosh! Punk's spine buckling across the top of the barricade in the timekeeper's area where Lily Garcia is. And that has completely turned everything around in this matchup right now. At this point, they might be looking for a count out. Gunther almost literally egging CM Punk on. Cody right now checking on his partner here. Both these men, of course, can ill afford an injury. We saw, of course, the long hiatus CM Punk took after WrestleMania, after the Monday Night Raw, after Mania, where it almost looked like he was counseling Cody Rhodes while Cody Rhodes was trying to counsel him. It almost feels like each time we see CM Punk and Cody Rhodes in the ring together, whether wrestling each other, wrestling together, or on the mic, it is almost a one-upsman relationship, whether it's wisdom or whether it's wrestling. By the way, did you see the profanity-laden exclusive that Sami Zayn just gave out?
Yeah.
After he lost the title to CM Punk. He was apoplectic.
Yeah, he's
everything
fast.
that man was, from a motherfucker to this lion cheating asshole part-timer.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have called CM Punk a hypocrite based on his proverbial
Is
words.
Punk bleeding? Yo, dude, everybody except one match has blood in it.
I didn't think people actually fight in WWE, but apparently in Madison Square Garden, I guess you can actually shed a little bit of red and it doesn't have to be blush or anger. Oh! Now CM Punk trying to get back in this matchup. Off the top rope, high cross body.
Did he just middle figure him as he was doing the cross body?
That is correct. And that goes back to, I think, the pure hatred right now that Sami Zayn and CM Punk have for each other.
He gave him the bird as he was flying through the air.
I mean, you know, since Morella used to do a salute with a diving headbutt.
Yeah.
But CM Punk needs to make the tag right now as Cody Rhodes is ready to let his gentleman take control. Tag made to Gunther. Tag made to Cody Rhodes! And you think about again, the story of these 4 men this year really started with Cody Rhodes and Gunther for the Undisputed WWE Championship.
Mm-hmm.
What a power slam!
You think that's a sign of solidarity? Look, Punk and Cody are all wearing blue with the stars on it.
Cheap plug for the freaking championship Knicks as well, but I do think there is a bit of both solidarity and just bolstering. And right now, a little flip-flop and fly, if you will. Channeling that bionic elbow, the point of Sami Zayn's head, but Cody Rhodes right now in a handicap. Gunther hoisting up Cody, up and over, lands on his feet, off the second rope. Cody, cutter!
Cody cutter.
And Cody cutter, both connects on Gunther.
Hey, be careful. You take that weight belt and use it as the DQ.
He just threw it to a fan, and Cody Rhodes dodged to the outside, wobbling out Sami Zayn against the announce table. And Cody Rhodes is fired up here tonight.
Sure is.
Of course, Saturday's main event has also been a great stage for Cody Rhodes in not only winning, but defending that title. Gunther, though, waistlock applied and ripcord. Went for almost a rainmaker. Now Cody up the top rope, massive. Come on, cutter! And the counter to keep the match intact gets a 2 count.
Super Cody cutter.
And step escalator to your point. Springing up the top rope, connected with a Cody cutter, flush against the lean general, but only for a 2 count here. Let's take a look at the replay. Springing off one corner to the other, but not enough to put down the lean general tonight.
A crossroads this early?
Why not? Again, why waste more time, more energy than you have to? Tag made to Sami Zayn. And again, Gunther and Sami are desperate. Sami going after CM Punk, though. Cody, sidestep by Sami. Now Sami hoisting up Cody. Nope, Cody able to escape. Now trying to hook him down, and now Sami Zayn might be looking for. Wait a minute, drop down.
Cody won the title.
Won the title. Oh, that's man almost got him again. Cody Rhodes maybe escape it this time. Hoist it up.
Don't even count.
Bomb, and it's a cover. It's not enough to get cover the right shoulder. Positioning is key. He did not cover both shoulders. Take a look at the replay here, Walter. Got the forward tears, the blue thunder bomb, but look at the legs. Was not over the right shoulder of Cody.
You said Gunther and Sami were desperate. You know how desperate they are? They're actually working together like as a unit. I didn't think they would get along.
But how many times do you get an opportunity to capture former glory or first-time glory if you're the ring general, and how much you're willing to do to get it? Haluva kick, man, since Cody Rhodes able to sidestep Sami Zayn. That's a good way, by the way, to hyperextend your hamstring or blow out your knee. And CM Punk right now on the apron. And Cody moving out of the way at just the right time as Cody Rhodes might be looking to make the tag to CM Punk, trying to get back up to his feet, hoisted forward, tag made to Punk, and Sami and Punk, once again doing hostilities, flying in with the clothesline from the top rope.
Gunther's been taken out.
This has been a hell of a back and forth. This has been actually quite a back and forth match, I must say.
Right?
And CM Punk, oh, man, jumping in with that knee in the corner, follow up with the Bulldog, vintage Punk here tonight. The action, of course, has been absolutely very passionate for once here in the Fed. That's actually something uncommon for me to see on a TV program. Not to mention very competitive here.
Fast and furious action.
Well, we don't have Vin Diesel, but you might as well call Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson.
This ain't about family.
Oh! Drops down with the elbow drop cover. Hogan to Sami Zayn's leg to retain the integrity of this match. Gets a 2 count.
And a cut of ice.
Beautiful transition here, and Cody Rhodes stopping Gunther, trying to play interference, keeping him away at the corner, clubbing shot by Gunther, hoisting up Cody. Was looking for the powerbomb, and Cody, though, double leg takedown, step over, into the figure 4 leg lock.
Figure 4 and an anaconda vice.
Double Jeopardy submission holds for the next proverbial challengers.
I think Sami's tapping. No, he's saying no.
Sami Zayn has been tapped out. Yet and Gunther is trying to reach over to Sami Zayn and ranks the eyes of Punk to force the break as Punk and Sami were the 2 legal men. Referee offering a lot of leniency here considering what hangs in the balance.
Sami helped Gunther. Gunther helped Sami. Wow.
Again,
when did you think you ever say that sentence?
Never, honestly. But you know the old proverbial saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. We got 2 enemies of 2 enemies working together. And Sami Zayn, Hogan pump the exploder in the corner, high on the back of his head and shoulders. Imagine how sweet it would be for Sami Zayn to hit Pump the Aluba kick and pin him on his way back to maybe regaining the undisputed WWE Championship. Hello, kick connects!
Holy shit, he actually hit it.
Cody Rhodes, the play interception, got Sami hooked. Crossroads. Sami may be out though. Gunther though. Watch out a short range lariat.
When did Gunther turn into Okada?
And now hooking up Punk. Short range lariat. Punk able to escape. Hoisting out Gunther. Got it. Slam connects. Everybody's down.
Gunther literally turned into Okada today.
All 4 men down in this critically high-paced and competitive main event where the SummerSlam main event hangs in the balance for the undisputed WWE Championship. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes looking to keep it a one-on-one. Sami Zayn and Gunther looking for one more chance and to turn into a fatal 4-way if either man finds a way to win.
Sami's been out the longest. He got hit by a crossroads.
And damn, are they giving it all here tonight. Now, Sami Zayn and CM Punk, by the way, are still the 2 legal men. I need to point that out. They're the only 2 men inside the ring as we are in the mecca of sports entertainment, Madison Square Garden. We have seen mega powers implode here before and work together. Can CM Punk and Cody Rhodes rise to the occasion and follow such legacies? Punk blind right now, looks like. Can't even see his partners down. Gunther, though, has been tagged in. Punk with no one attached to him. Gunther immediately on the attack. Looking to hook CM Punk up. Rear naked choke applied. CM Punk able to escape. Rear naked choke applied by CM Punk. Gunther pushing Punk into Cody inadvertently. And got him in the rear naked choke again. Bring him down. Center of the ring.
Yo! Is Gunther going to beat the champ?
Imagine Gunther getting redemption at the expense of Punk based on last year's SummerSlam. Gunther's undoing was at the hands of CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. He's been waiting nearly a year for this.
He's going to pick him up into the go to sleep.
Punk may be helpless, still trying to hoist Gunther up. Elbows to the side of the head, though, and Gunther again immediately back on the attack with that choke. Hand reached out, though, as Cody is looking for the tag. Tag made the American Nightmare. Is Gunther aware of it, though? And Cody looking to hook Gunther up. What started out quietly by the Crossroads connects. Cody with the cover on Gunther and Sami. Oh, no. Crushes the official with Punk to break the cover.
Dude, is that a Halo logo? There's a new Halo coming out?
I don't freaking know, but I know there's no halo over Sami Zayn's head, just devil horns, and Charles Robinson got a nasty bump thanks to the body of CM Punk crushing his spine. And now Sami Zayn on the attack of Punk. We got no official here right now. Anything goes. And thank you so much to Dagon4602 for tuning in to Subabo Studios. Hope you appreciate everything that we do here as we do this for all the biggest forums of all things professional wrestling. Now Sami Zayn taking out hostilities on Cody Rhodes here. You think about how much Sami Zayn been jaw-jacking Cody Rhodes, talking about how the system is against him. The system has to favor the Necro Baby, has to favor the Golden Boy, and then it has to favor CM Punk. CM Punk got Sami Zayn hurt. JTS connects.
I want to know why Sami had the sadistic smile when the ref got knocked out. What's going on?
That he created an opportunity to get more revenge. Think about it. How long has Sami Zayn been waiting to get his hands on both Cody Rhodes and CM Punk? In the meantime, Cody Rhodes and CM Punk are teaming up against Gunther after Sami was put to sleep. And right now, Punk and Cody might be looking to work together here to put down the Reject to kill his chances at season the title.
It's going to be a miscommunication, I bet.
And probably off the second row, Cody. Oh, no! Gunther down harm's way, and Cody connected with Punk. Oh, big boot by the ring general. My God, this is breaking down.
Stevie Wonder could have saw that coming.
Gunther realizing now that both the champion and the champion's challenger are left prone in the ring, and there is no official here to achieve law and order. Now Gunther seizing the undisputed WWE title, and they might be looking at it, use it as a weapon. And Cody Rhodes right now might not want to turn around and go for whirling Cody Rhodes with the title across the head.
You know what I just realized? This ain't gonna be over after this. We still got that segment of Roman Reigns and Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, who cares? Right now, Gunther looking to hoist up Cody Rhodes for a bittersweet symphony. Last ride power bomb. Now pleading for an official to run down here. We got a 3 count, 4 count, 5, 6, 7. Referee charging down the ring. In position. Counts the cover. What the hell?
I told you! I told you! I told you he was going to screw him!
Nick Aldis, what are you doing?
I told you he was going to screw him.
Oh, that's literally screwed Gunther in your official. Oh, man. And he just clocked Gunther with the WWE Championship and pop back in position. GTS connects to the ring general.
I told you he was going to screw him. I told you.
Cody confirms Gunther into the cover. Close him in. Nick Aldis with the rep back in play. Charles Robinson casts the cover. This match is still officially a one-on-one at SummerSlam.
I told you Nick was going to screw him. I called the Nick Gunther one-on-one match a whole year ago.
Statement made by the general manager of SmackDown, putting his own integrity away and costing Gunther a chance
Go to sleep.
at the
Go to sleep.
Undisputed WWE
Hit him with the go to sleep.
Championship.
Hit him with the go to sleep, Punk.
CM Punk and Cody Rhodes stands tall at Madison Square Garden, and we will now truly see who is the better of these two in their continued legacy. But boy, did this match break down in a hurry. After Charles Robinson got bumped with the body of CM Punk across the head and spine, all hell broke loose here at Madison Square Garden tonight. You think about Gunther hitting Cody Rhodes across the head with that title. A chase he's been on since arriving on SmackDown this year, courtesy of Paul Heyman, at the expense of Nick Aldis, questioning his integrity to do the right thing and choking the general manager out. That powerbomb should have been it, but to your point, Nick Aldis might have gently threw his job away as he cost Gunther the win.
This is going to be Nick Aldis versus Gunther at SummerSlam.
Oh, there's going to be huge repercussions, and it's not going to be over a lawsuit. And boom, Nick Aldis hit Gunther with the Undisputed WWE Championship right into CM Punk's shoulders, and a go to sleep connects as Punk dragged a lifeless Cody Rhodes into the cover, and Nick Aldis brought the original referee back inside the ring, Charles Robinson, to count the 3 count. It is CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed WWE Championship one-on-one at SummerSlam. It's official.
I'm telling you, Nick Aldis is going to...
Walter, we talk about all the time. A man can only handle so much, but in this life, you need to respect authority. Gunther has picked, prodded, and assaulted the SmackDown general manager, and Nick Aldis finally had enough.
I think Punk might hit Cody. I told you.
Just swiped him with the belt across the side of the head there. Again, inadvertently, though, as again, I think we're going for a very interesting road to SummerSlam. CM Punk, undisputed WWE champion.
Cody said, "What the fuck? Did you see him? Did you read his lips?"
Cody Rhodes, once again.
They're going to brawl. I'm telling you, they're going to brawl.
Yeah, probably on SmackDown. Cody Rhodes, once again, will be going in as challenger at SummerSlam. Can Cody Rhodes make it 2 years in a row for the Undisputed WWE Championship gold? We'll find out soon enough. Again, SummerSlam takes place this year, folks. Minneapolis, 2 days over a single weekend consecutively. And we will be covering it here at the Slip.stream Reliable Studios. Stay tuned for more on that. But either way, Walter, Nick Aldis is the general manager of SmackDown. He's risking his job in doing that. He put his hands on a literal WWE superstar, a worker on his roster. You're not supposed to do that.
They're gonna say that he can't show that he can't be biased. They're gonna fire him. Just don't give me an anonymous GM, please.
Personally, I think Nick Aldis and I have done an incredible job as WWE officials since they don't seem to call them general managers. But also, we have seen Adam Pearce run both Raw and SmackDown before. In fact, he's been running SmackDown in Aldis' absence. That might become more of a permanent thing thanks to Nick Aldis basically throwing that away to get a chance at revenge against Gunther. But we've also been talking about Nick Aldis still has more to give, still can wrestle. We haven't seen him wrestle yet since he's been in WWE. He's only been an official. Adam Pearce has been fine being an official. He's done with that. Scrap Daddy, former NWA champion, is done with that. Nick Aldis, I think he's just been clamoring for that moment. And he took his shot tonight against a very disgruntled worker.
When he took this job, he did say his in-ring career is not over. He did hint at that.
Well, there it is, Walter. Capture if you want, folks. If you're on the screens, it is official. Saturday or Sunday, August 1st or August 2nd, it is Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk for the undisputed WWE title. And also along with that, as I said, we will crown interim WWE Women's Champion as Jay Cargo and Tiffany Stratton have already qualified for this ladder match.
And next
3
week,
other women will qualify.
Next week is Nia versus Charlotte to see who qualifies.
And of course, we saw the brutality that Lyra Valkyria unleashed. It was Rhea Ripley in a bygone life that gave a new fire of hunger to Lyra Valkyria. Also made official as this 6-man tag with the fallout with Bloodline Business on SmackDown and Raw. LA Knight teams up with Solo Sikoa and Royce Isaacs taking on Jacob Fatu and the Usos in 6-man
That's going to be
tag
very
tonight.
interesting. And Chad Gable might get his first singles gold finally in WWE as he takes on Penta for the Intercontinental Championship.
And of course, Liv Morgan, we will see if she cries through a river or Io Sky makes her cry. The genius of the Sky and the Queen of the Ring challenges Liv Morgan for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. All this and more coming forward at SummerSlam.
And then, of course,
Walter, go ahead.
The Hell in the Cell as Oba Femi put away his title shot that he got to take on Brock Lesnar in his hometown, might I add.
And then as the rivalry spanning all the way back to 2012 and before, as the tribal chief Roman Reigns defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Seth freaking Rollins, a man he has yet to beat in one-on-one action.
Interesting.
But speaking of the OTC, get ready to acknowledge him in MSG as Roman Reigns graces the stage of Madison Square Garden next on Saturday night's main event with 2026 NBA champion Jalen Brunson. And we'll see what fireworks are ahead in this closing segment after this commercial break. Fuck television.
And finals MVP.
So yeah, Walter, like I said, I think Nick Aldis is at a point where Gunther career killer moniker might come into play again, and this might be the last match we see from the national champion, former bearer of the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
And I was off in the timing, but I called this a long time. I knew this is where this was going. I just thought it was going to happen at WrestleMania because it seemed like they were leaning towards it.
Yeah, we've seen this boil over for months. At one point, we thought it was going to be against Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre, by the way, has not been seen since the fall of that unsanctioned fight against Jacob Fatu in losing. So, again, there's a lot of things to figure out going forward in the SummerSlam that could change the scope of WWE as we know it. With that being said, we got a commercial break. I just want to thank everybody once again for tuning in here at the Slip Studios, if not on the No DQ Galaxy YouTube channel. Thank you all so much. You continue to allow the passion persist, pursue, and be perpetual. And we do this for you and for the love of professional wrestling. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend if you haven't already. Stay tuned and say yeah to No DQ for Aaron Britt's review of Saturday night's main event from MSG. And stay tuned for our weekly forum of the Weekly Marvel Conference of Wrestling Madness, known as Saturday Shenanigans, at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time across the Pacific Live Studios X account and outlets. And of course, we still have so much more to come forward here. If you haven't already, subscribe to Rage of Wrestling, subscribe to Cast 18 Studios, subscribe to Value for Wrestling. Stay tuned for more outlooks on the G1 Climax. We got All Elite Wrestling's Redemption coming up next week. So you will see, of course, City Predicting and live watch and coverage for that. There is more GCW watch-alongs come forward. We got SummerSlam on the horizon, TNA Lethal Lockdown, Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. So much coming forward in the wrestling business and here on the watch-along schedule for the Slip Studios. Stay tuned along with us for the ride the whole way, all the time, 27-365. And we're bringing you a weekly Impact Thursday night with continued coverage of the Knockouts television tournament. But that being said, what's been a very hard-hitting, combustible, and to Walter's point, bloody night. We started off things tonight. Let's go ahead and recap everything here, Walter, before we get to this main event talk show segment. Again, the price of admission, I guess it is what it is. We saw Brie Bella and Paige finally upset by Fatal Influence thanks to the numbers game, much like Nikki Bella at WrestleMania. It was Jesse James' involvement and a roll-up with the tights held outside the referee's vision that have allowed us now to say Fallon, Henley, and Lainey are the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Brie Bella and Paige's run is over. And, of course, following that, we also saw Utter Madness Hausen as Danhausen and the center for the Knicks, we'll have to put it out, got the better JD McDonagh, and Judgment Day is still living through a curse they have yet to wake up from or break. Maybe they should consult.
Carl Anthony Towns is his name.
Yeah, well, what's a count of Anthony Towns? I'll wait. And of course, we also saw Lyra Valkyria show us a whole new side of her tonight in darkness and frustration and aggression, choking out Bayley in a rear naked bulldog choke takeover for the submission win via ref stoppage, and further assaulting her with another hold on that choke and the Nightwing on the steel steps, saying that after the night she is done with Bayley forever. And I think, honestly, Lyra Valkyria, she very well might have been correct altogether. And as we just saw, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes have left the integrity of their SummerSlam Undisputed WWE Championship match intact, as it will be a one-on-one after defeating the Ring General Gunther and Sami Zayn, thanks to Nick Aldis's interference.
Man, I wish Saturday Night Live was part of the prediction. That would add 100% on this.
Well, it's not hard to freaking predict well, I guess not international, domestic house show. But nonetheless, it's been pretty fun tonight. And the thing I cared about the most, Lyra Curia, new attitude, new outlook, better results. I'm curious to see where it goes forward. But that being said, as we continue to go forward here, we ran down the SummerSlam card for you. We'll probably talk about this and so much more, of course, here in the Super Alba Studios on the Shenanigans tonight. We get ready for our main event segment with our OTC, our tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
This is going to be interesting because, Seth has got to be somewhere in the building.
Well, clearly, considering he literally curb stomped that man's head inside the canvas this past Monday night on Raw, where they put pen to paper quite quickly. And again, as I said, Roman Reigns has still yet to beat Seth freaking Rollins one-on-one when it matters. Let's think about this. The last time Roman Reigns and Seth faced off one-on-one was Royal Rumble. What happened? Roman got disqualified. He escaped with the title. Let his emotions get the better of him. Seth got in his head. I always love you, brother. Dying the Shield gear. Seth freaking Rollins was Roman Reigns' undoing when you look at WrestleMania 40's weekend. On both nights, teaming up with Cody to make sure that Cody finished his story and Roman Reigns was no longer champion. And we have seen every chance that Roman has had, and Seth's been involved in that same chance. Seth has gotten the better of him, including causing him as Wiseman, winning that main event match at WrestleMania 41 Saturday night. Now we finally see if Roman Reigns can close the book on the Shield without a chair to the back and finally can beat Seth freaking Rollins one-on-one come SummerSlam Saturday or Sunday night. This, in my opinion, Walter, has to be the end of the Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher LaCare of a hot take here, apparently. And again, we'll see what happens. And again, nothing's official unless we see it on letterhead. As we see, of course, the ruler, Obafemi, taken in Madison Square Garden. To think the previous time we were here, he confronted the Beast Incarnate and said that I will retire him at WrestleMania. Retired or not, of course, we know that Brock Lesnar and Obafemi will wage war one more time inside Hell in a Cell. It's got to be the end game for those two monsters as we know it.
Didn't Bayley just, a couple of years ago, re-sign a multi-year? I don't think that's up.
I don't know anything. I don't follow contracts. I follow whatever I see on my screen because seeing is believing. Simple as that. And it looks like we got a video package here.
Yeah, Eli Manning. It's all about New York. Eli Manning is narrating it.
Okay, so New York, blah, 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 Frank Sinatra, blah, 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 chili cheese dog, blah, blah, blah.
The Giants winning, beating Tom Brady. There it is.
Knicks, Jets, Giants, Yankees. What other teams are there in New York that are unnecessary?
It's a whole lot of them.
Yeah, I'm missing like 4 of them, I think. I don't care. I don't watch sports. I only watch professional wrestling. But this has been a pretty darn good show tonight for what it's worth, I will say. They've done more at the Madison Square Garden show here tonight than they've done that SmackDown one time. I'll tell you that much, folks.
Derek Jeter. The biggest boxing matches were in New York.
Well, I mean, we flew like a butterfly, sting like a bee, Muhammad Ali. I'm just saying.
The Rangers won the cup after a 54-year curse.
Yeah, can they do it again, though, is the thing. They probably won't do it sooner than Canada again will, but that's just a whole different conversation. Despite the fact they got the freaking trophy doing nothing but gathering dust in their country. I think they'd rather have dust than smoke, though. And, of course, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Mr. T, up in the pool, Bob Orton. I mean, again, the Madison Square Garden was the first WrestleMania, the stage of the first WrestleMania, the Mecca of sports entertainment. And soon enough will be the stage for Taylor Swift's insert number of marriage here.
Yeah, it's her first.
It is her first?
She's never been married.
Well, it's still, she probably will break up and get another song
You're
out.
thinking of Britney and J-Lo. They've been married, but they got more rings than anybody in the NBA.
But Jay-Z and Beyonce, they own New York City.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
A little bit of marketing.
Low-flying balloon.
And of course, marked with the 2026 World Champions. WWE congratulates the Knicks. But
well, we're about to waste another 7 minutes before Roman shows out.
I mean, you can go get a coffee or DoorDash. Plus, I think they're doing a different entrance. This isn't Roman's music. This is that other dude you were talking about.
Jalen Brown.
This shows as much a celebration.
Wow, Brown.
This shows as much a celebration of the New York Knicks win than it is about showcasing sports entertainment.
Hey, man, WWE has that. Yeah, this is the entrance that Knicks use when they at home.
Okay, well, we are in the home of the Knicks, right? So, for the basketball fans, enjoy it. For everybody else, go get a cup of coffee. Jalen Brunson sporting the OTC shirt with the number 11. Acknowledge him. I guess Roman Reigns must acknowledge this guy. Then again, the last guy that was acknowledging the bloodline in a rather non-civil way, he had Jacob Fatu kill him. So I don't know. And I'm curious if Jacob Fatu is here tonight, actually, in Madison Square Garden alongside Roman Reigns. Because we saw what happened when Roman Reigns was by himself on Monday Night Raw. To your point, Seth freaking Rollins burned it down. A little bit of video package here for, and of course, you all want to really learn more about sports. Go check out Statboy Mike in the sports bar, and of course, his color cohorts as they cover all the biggest forums of sports outside WWE and wrestling, including limit to NASCAR, hockey, basketball,
boxing,
baseball, hockey, and boxing. And of course, Walter, you are our resident MMA expert, of course. And you, of course, will have more MMA and UFC coverage coming up here in the near future.
Look at that. Look at all the pictures from MSG stuff. Woo.
And look at all those pictures of WWE. Like I said, John Cena showing up, number 30, Royal Rumble 2008, Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, of course, Liv Morgan. Well, that's worth something, I guess.
Punk.
Danhausen. I guess Danhausen earned his immortal spot in Madison Square Garden after helping the Knicks all the way to the NBA championship win. How many points is Aaron Riff going to put this down, considering he doesn't give a damn about basketball?
Right.
Aaron, suggested by the Simple Man, this show gets a C. Just saying. Average.
C plus, maybe.
And
look at that. He's got a hurt wrist, but look, it's the OTC's thing on his hand.
Well, clearly the OTC endorses this man.
Turn his cast into the OTC's glove. There's Cat.
Yeah, there's a Cathausen. And a bunch of random people backstage. I think that was Alicia. Like, seriously, how many people in WWE are actually Knicks fans is what I want to know. Like, seriously. Oh, there's Roman. Was obviously waiting for him to come out alongside his entrance. So, yeah, Walter, there's your 7 minutes. Now here's your other 7.
He said, you ready?
Well, it's Madison Square Garden ready to acknowledge the Knicks and their tribal chief, because here comes Roman Reigns to close out tonight's Saturday night's main event. The question is he the only man we're going to see close out tonight's event?
Seth.
Freaking Rollins and the Knicks enemy. Guess we'll find out here momentarily. I will say I'm glad they are using the original Death Rebel version of his OTC theme, because he didn't need that above and beyond glory harmony, especially after losing the undisputed Universal WWE Championship. Nonetheless, reigning and defending World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns sees this title and step on top of his island of relevancy, ruling the face of Monday Night Raw and sending CM Punk packing, honestly. At WrestleMania 42, in what he called a match that was made with magic with a man he absolutely hated. Walter, the question I ask you is this, because you and I can assess much more than watching these two soak it in on the entranceway. Do you think Roman Reigns truly hates Seth freaking Rollins the same way as CM Punk? And does that make Seth Rollins more or less of a dangerous threat against him?
I don't think he hates him as much as Punk. I think he just hates the fact that he's never beat him, and that's Roman. If you look at a list of accomplishments, he's got more check marks than than you can think of. But that one check mark that's missing is beating Seth Rollins one-on-one. So I think he's more pissed off at that than actually at Seth.
When was the last time you saw Roman Reigns enter Madison Square Garden as champion? Is another question.
I know, but yeah, Seth is dangerous. When you know you got somebody's number, it's real dangerous. And keep in mind, that man never lost that title. All he's doing is going back to try to reclaim it.
Yeah, to your point. And Seth freaking Rollins was the man to define the legacy of this newly revisioned, there's a pun for you folks, legacy of the World Heavyweight Championship was brought back into existence. Went for a grueling tournament at the expense of phenomenal AJ Styles in the finals and was basically the workhorse championship, what he called the wrestling championship in WWE when Cody Rhodes was trying to finish his story and was making a choice. He held this top in a high regard versus the Undisputed WWE Championship, while Roman Reigns always called it the B title. Now Roman Reigns is the possessor of what Seth freaking Rollins started. But as we heard on Monday night, Roman makes a very valuable point. Whenever Seth is on the cusp of greatness, injury befalls him. And while Roman Reigns has gone on to unbelievable, unmatched statistics, there is one statistic he has yet to add to his record-defining immortal career, and that is beating Seth freaking Rollins.
I can't believe Jalen Brunson has his own WWE T-shirt. What the hell?
Well, that's WWE endorsement for you. They'll endorse anybody that's a winner.
His number is 11. That's why it says OTC 11. That's literally his personal shirt. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, again, how much did WWE buy into him, buy into the Knicks tonight at Madison Square Garden? How much did he buy into WWE? Who's really getting the payday here?
But respect it, because you know, if you know him, he is a big WWE fan. He grew up, so this is just a dream for him.
Fair enough. I respect anybody that's out there achieving a dream. I never will discount somebody looking to, achieve a dream. And clearly the dream for Roman Reigns is making sure Seth freaking Rollins is forever in his past, much like what Lyra was looking for tonight at the expense of Bayley. Roman Reigns, by the way, folks, has already had 2 defenses of this championship, both against Jigga Fatu, and was able to overcome him and make him now his forever servant, part of the bloodline, serving alongside him in the family.
Let's see if he makes the crowd acknowledge Jalen instead of himself. Or Jalen first, at least.
Well, it does feel like we've seen a more humble Roman Reigns as the OTC is acknowledged in MSG, and he hasn't even said a single word yet.
Roman.
The only chance for both these champions here. Roman Reigns made a champion in this very environment. And of course, that person, Jalen Brunson, a champion home in this environment.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get his words here eventually, folks. We're just waiting. And let's see, as Roman Reigns just soaks it in.
No, New York City. Or maybe he'll say Madison Square Garden.
I feel he's going to say, because it's NYC, it probably will be New York City. Yeah, right now saying something you don't see every day. Cocky as ever.
Some of you are probably wondering, what are we doing out here?
Besides wasting airtime, what I thought was going to be an opening segment or a pre-main event segment, I don't know.
This is rare air.
Rare air. Okay.
This is where greatness acknowledges greatness.
To your point, Walter, greatness acknowledges greatness. He might actually do what you said.
Mm-hmm.
It's no secret.
There's no secret. The city
The home of WWE.
is the home of WWE. That is a fact. So far, Roman Reigns is not speaking any lies.
And I'm not gonna lie. Every time I come here, you make the tribal chief feel like he's home too.
There you go.
But
Brunson. What was that, Balder?
I say he's got to say but.
Well, of course, there's always a but, right?
Damn, somebody came all the way from Australia. Shit.
But I would say it's Madison Square Garden. I mean, people are willing to spend that money just to be inside that building.
53 years.
53 years is crazy, considering.
This is a team sport.
This is a team sport.
Everybody on the roster, but I'll be the first to tell you.
Forget about the roster.
There's only one tribal chief.
But I'll tell you, there's only one tribal chief.
And there's only one captain.
Huh.
Only one captain. One finals MVP.
Yep.
The finals MVP.
Game 5 that the Knicks won, of course, 94-90 to clinch the NBA championship.
And the king of New York.
The king of New York.
Wow. So he literally crowned Jalen Brunson. Big ups for that, man. Wonder what his statistics were during regular season. 74 GP, 35.0 min, rebounds 3 of 3. Pretty damn good statistics actually for this guy, it looks like. Looks like he scored an average of 26 points, 3.3 rebounds, 6.8 on the assists, and he was 46.7% accurate from field goal. I mean, if he's not made after this, I don't know how you make a man any further. That is crazy.
That's crazy how loud they got, right?
Well, they love they're in the home of champions. They're being graced by champions. Tribal Chief made some moves. Wait, what? Wait. What's he doing? Oh,
I told you. I knew they were going to do that.
Made WWE World Heavyweight Championship adorned in number 11, King of New York side plates being christened to Jalen Brunson.
Yep, that's his number. Holy shit.
Acknowledge him, New York City. There is your champion.
Should have had Danhausen give him that.
Deserve it.
Earned it. Not only does he deserve it, he earned it.
Well, you literally help your team to an NBA championship. I'd say that's justified. Now it's time. Told you, Madison Square Garden. And now, I said New York City. I knew he was going to say that. Wait for it. And say acknowledge us.
I knew
there
it.
There it is. Everybody went once to the sky for the Tribal Chief and number 11 alongside OTC, holding their championships up high.
That's crazy. Oh, there's Steph. Is he going to come out with a pacer? He said, I'm sorry. Did you see Roman say, I'm sorry?
Yep. Well, Roman Reigns knows what's ahead for him at SummerSlam. Jalen Brunson may not know what's next for him in the NBA, but one thing's for certain, Seth freaking Rollins is making his way into Madison Square Garden.
He should come out with Cat.
Roman Reigns. Curb stop.
I told you! I told you he was going to come out with the pacer!
Oh,
I told you! I didn't I call this? I knew they were going to use Tyler Burton. I told you.
Yeah. And look at the stoic look on Jalen Brunson's face. Looks like we got more than one rivalry coming to life here tonight in Madison Square Garden, and more than one sport rivalry coming ahead.
Oh, that's the Pacers. The Pacers guard, Tyler Burton. Oh, my God.
Yeah, how close were the Pacers against this man? I'm just saying.
Well, not this year, but last year. Hell yeah.
Oh, wait, Seth Rollins behind. Oh! Seth again, a sneak attack on Roman Reigns, the architect once again. One move ahead. About to say 2 weeks, Walter. 2 weeks. We're finally going to see these two men go after each other one-on-one to close a book on their careers in pursuit of the World Championship.
You know the Knicks got to go over. It's MSG. Come on, Roman, make the comeback. He can
We'll see
take
if
that chair.
Jalen grabs the chair right now. Oh, kick to the side of the head. And remember the stomp on Monday Night Raw after the freaking contract was signed. Seth freaking Rollins once again leaving Roman Reigns laid out again.
I don't acknowledge a damn thing you told him.
Yeah, that don't surprise me.
I don't think Jalen's going to let him stop him.
We'll find out here right now. Roman Reigns is in position here to be stomped into the mat on that steel chair. And Seth right now is waiting for Roman to get. What is Jalen doing?
Not letting him get stomped.
This isn't wise, dude. Don't be a hero. Don't be a wrestler. You're not a wrestler.
This might lead to a tag team match. Remember I called that way long time ago?
We don't need an NBA WWE glorified tag team match ahead of SummerSlam.
Tyler's gonna come from behind, I think.
And Bob's like, let's do that punch! Jalen Brunson just saved the OTC, and now Roman Reigns in the driver's seat. Seth staggered. Spear! 2 weeks away. These two finally come ahead, maybe for the last time and the one and only time that matters, for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. But tonight, Roman Reigns getting a receipt from Monday nights. Once again, the Pacers come up short against the Knicks, and Seth freaking Rollins runs away at bay at the expense of Roman Reigns. 2 weeks, Walter. I don't know how much more heated. I don't know how much more confrontational this is going to get. I don't know how much more personal this is going to get.
I knew Tyrese was going to get involved. Tyrese Halliburton. Oh, shit. The NBA. Yep.
Yep.
The Larry O'Brien trophy.
The Trophy of Champions. The NBA.
Oh, they're giving Roman. Are they giving Roman the.
No, Roman is literally christening Jalen, the King of New York, strapping that specially made World Heavyweight Championship around his waist. Tonight, Madison Square Garden, Saturday's main event, plays as a ringing endorsement for the 2026 NBA champions, the New York Knicks. And I'm pretty sure every other sports fan in the nation turned their TV off.
He just asked him, are you sure? He get to pick up the Larry O'Brien. That's crazy.
It's a special feeling when you hold on to that trophy, much like Roman Reigns when he holds on to the World Heavyweight Championship right now. Acknowledge the NBA champions, your King of New York City, OTC 11, and acknowledge your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, currently still World Heavyweight Champion.
I think that trophy weighs a little more than the title, though.
As the Knicks went on to greatness, can Roman Reigns once again keep himself at the top of the summit? We'll find out 2 weeks at SummerSlam.
Yeah, Roman's trying to play it off, but you see how much he's paying attention that he don't drop that thing. He keep looking up.
And Roman Reigns thinks his checkbook's heavy. He hasn't seen nothing yet if that trophy gets broken. Saturday night's main event comes to a close from MSG as, of course, Aaron Riff will bring you a review, and we will see you 11 p.m. Standard Time for the shenanigans. This has been Saturday night's main event from Madison Square Garden. For Walter Cruz, I'm the Summit Noah Foster saying good night to you all. Make a positive impact in life. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in to our watch along. Walter, cut the damn feed.